The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, to my left, we have a man that really needs no introduction, for he is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Yeah, let's talk some boxing. Fire away, brother.
So listen, man, look, I did a video about this earlier today. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I really feel like, you know what? Ever since Josh Taylor became the undisputed champion of the world at 140 pounds, he got a little credit from some hardcore boxing fans, but I don't really see Josh Taylor getting the credit he deserves. I don't really see him getting the promotion he deserves. I don't really see him being celebrated universally by the boxing media and the boxing fans like he deserves. I think Top Rank is, they put out a good documentary today, but I just feel like Josh Taylor deserves more push than he's getting. So you know what? This week on True School Sports, this is Josh Taylor Appreciation Week, because someone gotta appreciate him, because he's not getting appreciated enough. So the whole week, I'll be making videos about Josh Taylor to raise awareness and raise attention and get people fired up about his fight with Jack Catterall. Because look, listen, whether you guys know it or not, the Jack Catterall fight is a historically significant fight, and we'll get into all that as the live progresses. But before I acknowledge the comments, we're going to swing it over to Pops. Pops, do you have any opening comments about Josh Taylor?
Yeah, I think that they don't shine the light enough for him, and he's accomplished a lot in boxing from where he came from Scotland, and represent his country, and he fights in the UK. But one point that I really didn't like was the Top Rank didn't put his last fight on. I can't understand he could be a big promoter of
Sky Sports.
Sky Sports
in the UK.
In the UK, and didn't put on his fight on. So
with Ramirez, the undisputed fight. Right. Yeah, for those that don't know, the Jose Ramirez fight, the undisputed fight, the big undisputed fight, one of the biggest fights any Scottish boxer will ever have, wasn't even on Sky Sports in the UK. And you had that famous video, in the car ranting about it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people saying, and I was reading about this last night too, they were saying that because he's not English, he's not being promoted enough.
And I believe that.
You think so?
There's a clear-cut difference between. Listen, like, I'm not trying to make it about nationality or something like that, but I've noticed from my American perspective, I've noticed that the guys from Wales and the guys from Scotland, even if they're good, they just don't quite get the push of a British boxer. Calzaghe was good, but Calzaghe wasn't pushed as much as Hatton.
Yeah, and this guy right here is like, he's fucking undisputed. What more do you want? I mean, that's the big thing in boxing. That's what Canelo, the faceless boxer, is trying to go for.
Well, he did it.
Yeah, he did it that one time. He's trying to go in other weights, and that's what everybody boxer's dream is. So, I mean, throw the flowers where they need to be thrown.
Yeah, we'll get more on Josh Taylor as the live progresses. But do us a favor, if you're tuning in, smash that like button. If you're watching the playback, smash that like button and let us know what you think about Josh Taylor in the comments, and we'll get to your comments. But getting to comments, let's start acknowledging some people. Shout out to my main man, Usam, the fanboy killer from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, a longtime viewer of the channel. He says, Josh Taylor is third on my pound-for-pound list after Usyk and Terrence Crawford. The guy's last 6 opponents have had a combined record of 150 wins and no losses.
Oh, wow.
Ain't nobody doing it like that.
Can you repeat that again?
150 wins and no losses.
Wow, I didn't know that. So,
and he's had fights where he's fought at home. He's had fights where he's gone on the road. He's had fights, Josh Taylor's doing it. A lot of times, this is why when fans complain about, we want to see the best fight the best. Well, I would say, if you guys want the best fight the best, when you get a fighter that actually does fight the best and he does everything you say you want certain boxers to do, celebrate him.
Yeah. Give
him the attention he deserves. If you got a platform, if you got a channel, make as many videos about him as possible. Do what you can to shine a light on him, because Josh Taylor is what boxing fans say they want.
And let's get it right, man. He's got a lot of Morlocks, and he came across the pond to the United States to defend his title against Ramirez. And let me tell you, if he just really battle Ramirez and take him down to deepest water and win the fight provincially, the judges will not give him.
They were going to rob him, so he did it against all odds. It's funny. I'm gonna get to Johnny Boy in a second, but it's funny. I was in Las Vegas. I didn't go to the fight, but I was in Las Vegas when he fought Ramirez, and I remember going to all the different gyms in Las Vegas, and the people in the gyms be talking about Ramirez versus Taylor, who would win. Now, obviously, at that time, a lot of people hadn't really seen a ton of Taylor in the States,
right?
So they were under the impression that he was going to be like Luke Campbell and Billy Joe Saunders.
Be soft.
And get stopped. And I try to tell everybody that will listen. I said, look, if you think this guy's gonna be like these guys, you have no idea. I even told him. I remember telling one trainer, I'm not gonna say his name, but I told one trainer in the gym because he was trying to say, Josh Taylor, he's never fought a Mexican.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, this is gonna be one of his easiest fights. Like he already had his hardest fight against Prograis. Ramirez ain't got nothing for him.
And you knew he was cut from a different cloth when they had the press conference, and I forgot what reporter or somebody challenged him, and he turned around and told him what?
Yeah.
Well, no, what was that?
Yeah.
What was it? So I mean, you knew right off the bat he ain't staying for no shit. He got that nice laid back. You know, I'm a nice guy.
Until fight week comes.
And if you try to cross me the wrong way, guess what? I will let you know what time it is, whether you like it or not.
Shout out to my boy Johnny's Combat Talking News. Make sure you guys go show some love and go subscribe to him. He says, "Good man, BT, salute, bro." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to show love to Josh Taylor. Ordinary Pete. He says, "What's up, BT and Pop? What's good, Ordinary Pete?
What's going on, man?
Good to see you." We got my man Jameson. He says, "Man, Josh Taylor is the undisputed champion. I hope Ben Davison doesn't ruin Josh Taylor." He then went on by saying, "Bob Arum had a face slapped arse. Exactly. Undisputed is legacy."
Yeah, man. Like how you not gonna promote? You out there? I'm talking about the Barfather. The Barfather. You out there promoting the shit out of Lomachenko anytime you could and every way you can. But here you got a true undisputed right here that's got all the belts. Went into the boxing world series and did what he had to do, and still did what he had to do. They kick across the pond, and you can't promote him enough.
This man's whole career, Josh Taylor, he's had to be from Scotland, and people telling him he ain't gonna be nothing. I remember when Pops was trying to tell me that Regis Prograis was gonna beat him in the
Super Series. Progress,
I like Prograis too, but I remember Pops was talking about Prograis. I was telling him, no, this kid right here, this kid Taylor, Josh Taylor gonna be something special.
You were telling that for years.
And I've been knowing that since I saw Josh Taylor fight. I can't remember who the opponent was, but he fought on the Leo Santa Cruz Carl Frampton undercard.
Yeah,
that was my first time seeing him.
Yeah,
and I was blown away by him, and I've been a fan ever since.
Yeah.
And you can pretty much listen. Call me the leader of the Josh Taylor American fan club because I really do rate him. I really do rate him. RR1000 says, "New school, old school, true school. Let the good times roll." That's right.
Let the good time roll.
Let the good times roll.
Might be old or young.
Michael Ryan Pitts, and a couple people asked me this. BT, I know this is off topic, but can you get one of your homeboys in the UK to loan Dillian White a pen? Yeah, I don't know if I can do that, champ. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You know, you gotta have, as the Brits say, you gotta have the minerals. All right, the minerals to sign the contract to fight Fury. I don't know if where Dillian White's balls are, but clearly they're not, where they should be if he hasn't signed a contract already.
Yeah, I think something came out. I don't know if you're gonna talk about it tonight. Something came out in the Star magazine, the British column, whatever it was. That freaking Eddie Hearns, the nice, smiling, conniving salesman, actually offered White more money if he didn't fight Fury for the fight. Didn't you see that article?
Yeah, I saw it.
That is sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you do that?
That's that used carsman salesman.
That's crazy. You're telling him, okay, you've been preaching for this fight he gets the fight, and now you have to promote telling him, I want to pay you more money if you don't take the fight.
It is what it is, man. But I want to stay on topic.
Okay, go ahead.
We're not here to talk about fights that aren't happening because, listen, that's the problem that's why these promoters and these managers, they use all these platforms on YouTube and they starve these fights out because people are going to keep making videos about it and build the fight up and make more money for it. We're not worried about fights that ain't happening. If Dillian White don't want no smoke with Fury, that's on him. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
What we are focused on is what is happening come Saturday night, and that's Josh Taylor defending his undisputed championship status in the 140-pound division against Jack Catterall. Now, you guys can say what you want about the fight, but listen, it does have historical significance, and we're gonna get to that. You said it's done, guys. He signed the contract. Did he really? We'll check later on. After we get past Josh Taylor and talking about Josh, I'll go check. Yeah. And we'll touch on it more. But I don't want to get sidetracked by what Dillian White, who's been bitching and mourning for years, is doing. So listen, man. Listen. You mentioned earlier, I forgot who it was. You mentioned earlier about Josh Taylor's record, all right? You said his last 6 opponents, and I think it was Usam. His last 6 opponents are like 150 and 0 or something like that.
That's crazy.
His last 7 opponents are is 162-1, and that only one of those opponents that lost was Victor Poso to Terrence Crawford. So you can't really, can't even get. There's not many people doing what he's doing right now,
right?
And you know that's why I really feel like there's at least for me, I'm putting it on my shoulders. You know what? I'm gonna be Josh Taylor's promoter this week.
Amen.
You know, we're gonna promote Josh Taylor. But you know, you ask for guys to fight the best, to test themselves, to show what they're made of. This guy has done it, you know, and he's doing it in droves. So you know, shout out to Josh Taylor. Now, speaking of Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado, you know, he's 18-0, 13 KOs, you know, undisputed champion, did it all. I mean, he's already damn near. Honestly, guys, you could already say you could really say right now, if he retired today, you could probably put the kid in the Hall of Fame right now. Right. He has that kind of resume already, 18 fights.
Skill.
18-0, 13 KOs. You know, a spiteful, mean, skillful Scottish warrior.
Yeah.
You know, and let's just go through it because I don't want to just sit here and say he's 18-0 and he won this and he won that. Let's really go through the resume. Let's get into the teeth of who Josh Taylor is because I don't think people even understand what he's done, who he is, and what kind of path he's on. So I think the first significant fight Josh Taylor had in his career, most people don't know this, but it was by the way, if you guys never seen this fight of Josh Taylor, I would actually recommend you go watch this fight. This fight was a masterpiece. The fight against Dave Ryan. Now, Dave Ryan was a durable fighter at the domestic level of British boxing. Dave Ryan, I believe he might have been an English champion or something like that. Let me see. Was he English champion?
Yeah, some kind of.
He was never, you know, he was an English champion, but you know, he's a durable guy. You know, when did he fight Taylor? He fought Taylor in 2016. He had beaten Paul McCloskey, the former contender, former world title challenger, Paul McCloskey. That was like his claim to fame. Dave Ryan was beating, you know, Paul McCloskey. This was Josh Taylor's like really first big step up. He fought John Wayne Hibbert twice for the WBC international title and the Commonwealth title. They had two really cool fights where you know they both ended in knockouts, and he fought him coming off the heels of that. And Josh Taylor, that was a 7th pro fight. Yeah, fighting a good guy like Dave Ryan, who's durable, who had boxed and mixed it up at a high level domestically. And when that fight came, if you go watch the fight, I mean, you can already see even from that fight the kind of talent he had.
But before then, BT, you knew that he was going to be something, right? Before he fought his first
contender? Well, no, I didn't know when this fight happened. I didn't know who he was. Okay, I didn't find out who he was until a little bit after this fight. Okay. But this was like one of his first like notable fight of his career, fighting a guy that's won the Commonwealth title, been WBC international, you know, been at a solid level, right. Nothing crazy, but a solid level. And if you go and you watch that fight. At the time, Taylor was training with he was training with Shane McGuigan. I know. And at the time, Carl Frampton was active. This is actually when Carl Frampton was at peak of his power. That's a long in 2016. Yeah. Carl Frampton was ringside commentating the fight. And if you go watch what Carl Frampton was saying, he says, I learned a lot from just watching Josh Taylor. Wow. And we're talking about a 6-0 Josh Taylor. Yeah. We're not even talking about a guy that was a finished article. Yeah. So it kind of goes to show you, if you guys haven't seen that fight, I'm putting y'all on game. Go watch Josh Taylor versus Dave Ryan. It really is a masterpiece of a performance. But the fight I watched actually was this one, I think, the Alfonso Oliveira fight. That was the fight that made me a fan of him. Okay. Because that was on the Santa Cruz undercard. But the fight that put him on the map, at least for me, the first video I made of Josh was when he fought O'Hara Davies. Now, at that time, O'Hara Davies was making a lot of noise. He was undefeated. He had that famous video with Floyd and Tank where he wanted to fight Tank. Yeah. You know, he was looked at by some to be a star. Eddie Hearn was propping him up to no end, you know, as the next big guy. And this was a big deal. People don't know this, but like people in America or people even now, they might have forgot because it's been 5 years. But this is a big deal, this fight. And this was the fight that, for me, that really showed the level that Taylor was at, and it really showed the level O'Hara was at. O'Hara was a high-level domestic fighter. You know, Taylor was going to go on to be great, and he made O'Hara Davies quit. He didn't just beat him; he made him quit. You know, enough like that. And and this was one of the first performances that Josh Taylor had in his career, where like I really raised my eyebrows. I'm like, man, this guy from Scotland, that Scottish dude, he's going to be something great. So then. He got his test against his first former world champion, Miguel Vasquez, you know? And what did he do to Miguel Vasquez? Folded him up like a blue steel chair, all right? 9th round stoppage, beating the shit out of him, you know? Fought Winston Campos, got him out of there in 3 rounds. Then the first like massive, colossal, super step up in his career came when he fought one of the best 140 pounders in the sport, and that even applies to right now, even to this very day. And he fought Victor the Iceman Postal.
Wow.
One of my favorite fighters. I'm a big
still around.
I'm a big Victor Postal fan.
Yeah.
But like this is a fight where some people thought at the time, he had beaten Davies, but maybe it was a step too far because Postal had still beaten. He only lost to Terrence Crawford. Right. He wasn't that far removed from the Matisse win. And not only did Taylor beat Postal, I think he beat him more convincingly than Crawford did.
Wow.
He actually dropped Postal in the 10th round. And it was a massive statement. That was the night I knew for sure Taylor was going to be a world champion. Wow. When I saw him box Postal, that really cemented everything in my head. And then you guys know what the fuck happened in the World Boxing Super Series. He ran through everybody. Pops was running his mouth talking about pro girls and get it done.
Beast.
I remember on YouTube at that time.
Yeah.
Every single American channel that didn't watch Josh Taylor or wasn't given him much of a chance, they just wrote. They just pretty much said that pro girls and run through everybody. And I remember I challenge anybody, go look at the channels. Go find another American channel that was talking that highly of Josh Taylor at that time, and saying he was going to win. The videos are out there. So he did what he had to do there, and then since then, he had the Kong Song fight, which ended in a round, and then he beat Ramirez. So it's been a career that's been nothing full of, a lot of times fighters have a lot of flash and flair, but they lack the substance. Yeah, they lack the substance. But Josh Taylor's resume, although it might not be a lot of fights. Yeah, there's a lot of substance in those fights. Quality fights. So make sure you guys put some respect on his name. Now I see we got our first super chat, so I'm gonna acknowledge it here in a second. But shout out to my boy Franklin Sherry. When the super chats come out, Don King comes out. So our first Don King appearance of the week. So Don King, talk to these people.
Everybody and anybody, anybody and everybody. That's what he wants. That's the dream. You got to work to fulfill that dream. You can't get it by conversation. You get it by action. And I love Trevor, so I want to make certain that he...
I actually clicked the wrong Don King, so my bad. Don King, talk to him again.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll and let them roll. Franklin Sherry comes with a £2 super chat to troll Johnny Boy. He said he called him Johnny Slug. Man, he put it in the super chat just to get up on Man, it's fucked up. But I appreciate the super chat anyway. Let me see. Taylor is pound for pound top 3. I'm not
I agree with that.
I'm not against that at all. I think so. Let me see. I think if and when he says some weight, he'll be a big problem for any of them, Spence or Bud. People keep running their mouth about, Crawford will do this to Taylor and he'll do that. I'm trying to tell anybody who will listen. Terrence Crawford ain't even safe against Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor can fuck around and beat the shit out of Terrence Crawford. He's that damn good. He's that damn good. And I hope to see that fight soon. And I'm gonna get into that here in a second. But that's a fight that boxing fans need at some point. Taylor.
You think that fight would be made before the Spence and Crawford fight?
Yes.
You do?
Hell yeah.
Like, didn't Spence come out and say that he...
Don't listen. Spence is full of shit. He ain't fighting Terrence Crawford. He may want to look. He may even want to fight. Listen, I don't want to talk about that fucking fight. Yeah. This is about Josh Taylor. We've talked enough about Crawford and Spence.
You say Josh Taylor will fight him before.
But I think Josh Taylor will fight Crawford before Spence does. Max Kuckerman says that Taylor, he doesn't even have knighthood, but he fights with the passion he inspired. He does. He's a hell of a fighter. Sharpie 28, shout out to him. He says, "Look at the state Josh left Prograis' career. No one wants to know who Prograis is anymore. Prograis can't get fights.
Damn, that's crazy.
He can't get fights because
that's my boy from Louisiana.
Yeah, but he's still one of the best out there. Yeah. I'm a big fan of his. Personally with Prograis, I'm still skeptical of Pro Bellum, so I'm not sure how the Pro Bellum thing is gonna go. But
I don't know. That's gonna go myself. I think whatever. He probably could have signed with a better outfit, but whatever. Wish him the best. We just know that he's not better than Josh Taylor.
Johnny says this is the real undisputed title fight. Oh yeah. So just so you know, so with Johnny, right? Allah. He says that Josh Taylor is undisputed. He says that this fight with Catterall is the undisputed fight because Catterall had to step. Catterall was the mandatory, and he had to step aside so he could fight Ramirez for it. So this is the real fight in his mind. who is real undisputed. What do you think about that?
God bless you, Johnny.
Dundada, what's good, champ? He says, what a do, BT Impossible. What a do, champ? Good to see you. Let me see. Gotta give you props, True School. You were rating Taylor from the longest time. You were rating Taylor from before any Americans. That's why I'm here. Lots of love from Edinburgh. Yeah, shout out to Scotland. You know, I've never been to Scotland, but we do have a lot of Scottish support. And I've met the people I met from Scotland have been very nice people, very warm people. I love people in Scotland. So shout out to you, man. Yeah, no, Josh Taylor. Look, it took me 2 rounds when he fought the dude Christian Olivares, whatever his name was, on the Santa Cruz undercard. It took me 2 rounds. I remember everybody was talking about Santa Cruz and Frampton. I'm like, fuck these guys. This Scottish dude. This the Scottish dude. The guy got paid attention.
Scotland come to the UK and kick some ass.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what he did. And on this channel, with our last name, we back up Taylor 100%.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I had a chance to, as some of you may know, I had a chance to actually meet Josh Taylor the night he won the undisputed title.
Wow.
The night he beat, so the night he was on the highest of highs.
Yeah.
He was in the lounge at the Virgin Hotel.
Wow.
And I had seen him, and I went up to him, I told him who I was, whatever.
Yeah.
And we talked for like maybe 5 minutes. Super down to earth. He was signing autographs and drinking whoever there was there.
Yeah.
He wasn't big headed because he became champion. He remained the same guy.
Very humble.
And he had, listen, I can't explain it. You'd have to meet him you'd have to meet him yourself for this to make sense. But like, I've been around a lot of fighters.
Yeah, aura.
He had this like
aura about him.
Presence about him that just doesn't exist in most fighters. He's a special fighter. Usam says what Josh Taylor has that few fighters have is all of his fights were close early, but outmanned all his opponents in late rounds. That makes him elite. Absolutely, you know. You go to a lot. You watch a lot of fighters. They look good for 3-4 rounds. They might have all the cool moves, but then you know when the fights really start in the 5th, 6th, 7th round and shit gets hot in there, they don't have that extra gear to show that quality. Right. Taylor, you're absolutely hit it right on the head. Taylor always shows it in the back half of fights. That's why he is one of boxing's true warriors. That's why he is where he's at.
Yep.
You know. Johnny Cortillo says Terrence Crawford is ducking Josh Taylor. Hopefully it happens soon. I don't think he's ducking him, but that'd be great. Could Josh Taylor compete against Boots, or is Boots a weight bully and only has 2 or 3 fights maximum 47? Listen, I said it before. I said it right before, right after he beat Ramirez. When Josh Taylor moves up to 47, nobody's safe, not even Boots. And you guys keep talking about Boots being big. Taylor is big. Yeah. You don't understand how big Taylor is until you get in front of him. So it is what it is. ESPN has a documentary about Josh. I'm glad they do. I'm glad they do. I'm absolutely glad they do. Scotland here, we love True School Sports. Absolutely. When you come to Scotland, you have a home here. I want to go to Scotland. That's on the list. Johnny Boy wants the link to come on. What are you gonna talk about, Johnny? You gonna talk about? Because I know you might be upset about that dude that super chatted. So are you gonna talk about Josh Taylor, or are you gonna go off on that guy? Because if I'm gonna let you on,
let him on, Johnny Boy.
If I'm gonna let you on, Johnny Boy,
let Johnny on. Let him speak his mind.
I don't want you going off or nothing. I will keep it boxing.
Come on, Johnny. Let him say what you gotta say, brother.
Huh?
This is Johnny. Let him. All
right.
Respect to Johnny. Johnny give respect. Regardless, he's boxing. Do you think
Taylor really beat Regis? It was extremely close, but I thought he did just enough to win. Let me see. Focus Brendan Taylor versus Josh Taylor 140. Josh don't want to see a focus BT. You don't want to see that champ. Yeah, he don't want to see that champ.
Yeah.
Nah, but Josh Taylor is the truth. Caesar says, nigga, one day you finna be talking about how you knew me before I did that. Well, shout out to you, champ. Hey, I'll be right here. I'll be right here.
Reporting buddy. Yep.
Come to Edinburgh, bro. I want to go. That's on the list. You know, I hopefully, you know, I'm not gonna make no promises, but I would like to go to the UK at some point this year. And you know, while I'm there, I definitely got to come to Scotland. You know,
carry that blue and white flag. Carry the blue and white
flag. You know what I'm saying? All right. So listen, I want to stay on topic with Josh Taylor because I know a lot. We'll get to Fury and White. Be patient with us. We'll get to Fury and White, but I want to. It's Josh Taylor Appreciation Week. We're gonna have plenty of time to talk about Fury versus White. Now, look, a lot's been made of. You know what? No. Before we get to Crawford Taylor, because that's what everybody wants to talk about. Let's talk about the actual fight in front of us. We got Jack Catterall.
Yeah, I watched him today, man.
Well, Pops, you had a chance to watch Jack Catterall. What fight did you watch?
I watched actually the O'Hara and Catterall fight.
And what do you think about Catterall? Did you see anything in the 26-0 Lancashire fighter? Did you see anything in Jack Catterall that would you think will give Josh Taylor problems?
No, I think he's a good fighter. He's got a nice right jab. He likes to fight in the middle of the ring. He doesn't throw that left as much as I expect him to throw it, but when he does throw it, he throws it with force and he steps forward towards it, like he's taking a big step and he goes towards it. He likes to go to the body a lot. He takes that with that right jab. He doesn't just go to the top to hit him on the top. He goes top to bottom, and he answers pretty good. But he likes to fight in his back foot. He uses his left strong hand.
His straight left, yeah,
straight left more when he's being pushed back. I noticed that about him. But I think he's good. I just don't think he's going to beat Taylor. Taylor's got a full toolbox in that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like Catterall. All credit to him. You know, truthfully, honestly, a lot of boxing fans should be thanking this dude because without him, we wouldn't have got Ramirez versus Taylor.
Right.
He had to step aside and patiently wait his opportunity. And mind you, he had already been the mandatory for like a year, so he had to wait like another February. So we're talking about what that happened in May. Yeah. That's like 9 months.
He could have been selfish. He could have said, okay, no, but for the good of the fans and for himself, he did what was right for him. And
he got 2 paydays. He got 2 paydays. He fought undisputed. And Jack Catterall doing his thing.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a respectful fighter. He's real good. He's just not Josh Taylor.
Okay. So look at Catterall's resume. You know, the 2 most notable names that stick out for me, obviously, are Tyrone McKenna and O'Hara Davies. 2 fighters that have operated at a decent level in British boxing, but neither one of those guys really cracked the world scene. You know, O'Hara fought Josh, got stopped by him. When Catterall fought, as you can see, it was a close fight on some of the scorecards. I've never actually watched that entire fight. I've seen half of it, but I never finished it. But I do remember Catterall being very crafty. I remember Jack Catterall being someone that likes to throw, like Pops just said. He likes to throw the left hand. Doesn't have the most power, but you know he kind of has like those. He's not John Ryder, but like he's got wide shoulders, kind of like a John Ryder. So I don't think he's a big puncher, but I do think he has that ability to be physically strong. One thing
that I see that he can't do what he was doing against O'Hara. He better not do against Josh Taylor. He likes to lean with his left and go forward.
Oh, he falls in. Right? You saw that too. Yeah, he falls in. So when Catterall throws his left hand, good point, Pops. Yeah. When Catterall throws left hand, sometimes he falls in.
God, and
if you do that with Taylor, you know, you got the uppercut that could come, like Ramirez got hit with. Yeah. You got that straight left hand that could come. There's the right hook. There's all kind of punches Taylor can hit with.
I mean, O'Hara didn't have no move, but with Josh Taylor, he's going to time you flying. And if he times you, it's going to be good night, Catterall.
Absolutely. So, I wish Jack Catterall the best. I want to see a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to him and Englishmen coming stepping out to fight Scottish, but I just think the red and blue,
white and blue.
Yeah, the white. I mean, sorry, the white and blue is going to take care of the red and blue, white, and blue.
There you go. Ooh, okay. So Jack Catterall, good luck to him. But listen, you know, a lot of people. And listen, by the way, we will be live for Jack Catterall versus Josh Taylor this week, of course, because we're gonna go live talk about Josh Taylor as much as possible. I'm the president of the Josh Taylor American fan club. You know, the guy's a great fighter, but wanted to talk about the fight that has been talked up a lot this week. You know, Josh Taylor, he's looking for a big fight. Terrence Crawford, he's looking for a big fight. You know, we know Crawford has the top rank lawsuit, but I still think he's going to work with Bob Arum. Yeah. I still think that he's going to work with Bob Arum. And, you know, today, you know, Terrence Crawford actually had just posted this thing today, and I found it interesting. I'm gonna play the video in a second, but Crawford said all this about the British fans because he was just there with Khan and Brooke. But I just found it crazy how like he's saying this, and like I almost kind of feel like in a way like he probably is appreciative of the British fans, but like, you know, maybe it is a promotional tactic. He's dropping that hit, planting that seed that maybe he might fight in the UK.
He was signed by MKT. He wasn't signed, but he was managed by MKT. What it was called, MKT Global. So wasn't that their his management company, not promotional company? Yeah. I think somebody was saying the other live that he was.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know how true that is.
I don't think so because isn't his manager? I think his manager is Cameron Duncan.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, BS then.
But look, Terrence Crawford got back to Omaha, Nebraska today. He was in the gym and he was basically talking. He was talking up the UK fans, and this is important because you know he's a free agent. He's got the thing of top rank going on, but I think the Taylor fight is still a possibility. So him going out and saying this to me is significant. So
good, yeah.
here's what Terrence Crawford said about the UK fans.
Back in the gym, just got back from the UK last night. I want to send a special shout out to all my UK fans out there. Thanks for the love, the support, you know what I mean, and the hospitality that you guys showed me and my team. Man, it was a wonderful time. The atmosphere was great. Man, I can't say enough, man. Best fans on earth. It's UK fans, man. I'll be looking forward to coming back to the UK soon. Maybe one day we can get a fight down there.
There you go.
Peace out, everybody.
So he's dropping the hints. He's dropping the hints of maybe fighting in the UK one day. And what better way to come to the UK than to fight Josh Taylor? I mean, I just imagine fighting imagine the scenes. Like imagine the last two undisputed 140 pounds champions fighting at 147. I mean, truthfully, look, if that fight gets made anytime soon, like if it gets made this calendar year, that fight right there is going to determine who's number one in boxing. Because those are the two highest rated fighters.
Would you think that with that fight, if and when it happens, is that a bigger fight than people are saying about the Spence and Crawford thing? We think it'll sell more?
It might. It just might.
Or you put it in one of those auditoriums you told me to sell 100,000, like
in a stadium,
a soccer stadium in England. I don't know.
Well, Sharpie says says 20K on Easter Road. I'm pretty sure Easter Road probably a football stadium. Where is Easter Road a football stadium? Crawford should be at Murray Field Stadium in Edinburgh, 70,000 people. Yeah, they got hella venues in the UK. You know, maybe they could fight at Celtic Park. I mean, I know, I'm sure Josh ain't a Celtic fan.
One thing I like about the UK fans, they were big fans of a while, even they had a difference with Fury. They're a big. Any good American that goes over there, they know how to treat them right. And I like that. You know what I mean? I like the fact that they actually. Well,
you know what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. Us American fans, we're very spoiled. We're very spoiled, and a lot of times because we're so spoiled here, we're extremely ungrateful. Yeah. So when one of our great Americans goes over to the UK, they get the appreciation that they don't get here because. Because first of all, there's so many sports going on in America. That's number one, and number two, like I said, American fans can be very fickle at times. And
one thing I'm going to say about the UK fans that I didn't appreciate this past week, there was a premier soccer player that took his family to the fight, and somebody attacked his mother and family just because they were going to the fight, and I think that's wrong. The world's bad right now. But UK fans, you're better than that.
They're saying Easter Road is the Hibernians Football Club Stadium, which is Josh's team. It holds about 18,000 or somewhere in that. Okay, well there you go. There you go. I didn't know who his favorite team in the Scottish Premiership was. So I'm learning about Josh Taylor. I didn't know all that. So I would love to see Josh Taylor fight Crawford in a big stadium there. I will travel to the UK for that fight. Because that's like two of the realest fighters in boxing going at it, duking it out. Lord. And Crawford's already out there throwing the hints of one day going to the UK. So I'm with it. I'm all with it. My man Ryan O'Hara. Oh no, Ryan O'Hara. Shout out to Ryan O'Hara. Mm-hmm. So this article came out today. The reason I went back to screen share, and I'm going back to screen share. Shout out to everybody here. The Guardian today, and shout out to the Guardian, they had a really good write-up today about Josh Taylor and his career and just things he got going on. Yeah. And he spoke about the Catterall fight. He spoke about like his future plans, things he wants to do, things he wants to accomplish in the sport. And I wanted to kind of go through that and kind of give my little thoughts on it and see what you guys got to say. So Taylor pretty much said, I quote, "If it goes the right way against Catterall, I've achieved all I can at 140 pounds." So he's letting y'all know if he beats Catterall, which he should, we can't overlook Catterall. Catterall's gonna come to win, but if he does what's expected of him, he's gonna make a defense, vacate the belts, and go up to 47. Mm-hmm. He's already letting you guys know right there. He then went on by saying, I quote, "I always believe in improving and setting new goals, so I've set my sights on becoming a two-weight unified world champion. It's definitely an achievable goal, and this way it keeps my desire and fireburning to go down as an all-time great in British and in world boxing. He then goes on by saying, as far as what he wants to do in the future, he said, I quote, Spence is very good as well, but Terrence Crawford's on fire. I think if he wins that fight with Spence, I think whoever wins that fight is the best pound fighter. And then they asked him, even more than Canelo, and he said, I think so. Wow. Crawford was the undisputed champion at 140, and now he's unified champion at welterweight in a hot division. But if a fight with me happens, I believe I'm 100% capable of winning. That's the fight that would give me that fear factor and push me to new heights. Otherwise, if you don't have that kind of challenge, you wind up going stale. So that's what it is. And then he also mentioned that Crawford is a great fighter, but he said, so am I. So connect the dots, people. Yeah. Crawford talking about fighting the UK. Taylor talking about fighting Crawford. Yeah. All right. It ain't. I don't think it's unrealistic. I still think that if Bob Arum is looking to make a big fight and do something big in the sport this year, that's a mega fight. And bring it to the UK. Bring it to the MG. If the I'm not sure what the travel restrictions are from the UK to America. Yeah. But like if they fight, that's MGM. If they fight in America, that's an MGM fight. That's a fight where you get like 3,000-4,000 Scottish people. Wow. Talented people from Omaha are gonna come. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be crazy. People from Omaha and Scotland. Wow. But I mean, I think at the same time, what I like about Taylor's not taking no easy fights on the come up. It's basically what he's saying. I want somebody to push me, challenge me, and give me that fear factor of what's gonna happen when I fight this guy. This guy's just as good as me. So I like that about him. He's willing to challenge himself to that. Listen. If he beats Catterall and If it becomes a realistic possibility that we can get Spence versus Taylor, then I'm okay. Then fuck Crawford versus Spence, because Spence has been over there dilly-dallying around, playing with his balls, not doing nothing for years. If we can get Crawford versus Taylor, I'm all for it, because those are two no-nonsense, A-level, top-shelf, creme de la creme guys. I think it'll be an easy fight to make because of the politics of the sport. Do you think if that happens, Spence will fight the winner? Either or. If it's Crawford, probably no. But if it's Taylor, probably yes. Listen, right? I don't think Spence is gonna fight anybody outside of PBC. He just came out with a video saying. I don't give a fuck what he says. I'm to the point where I don't give a fuck about nothing else. You see that video that came out? He can say he said a lot of things. He say I think he says a lot of things. Okay. But he said everything but let's fight Terrence Crawford. Yeah. I mean, this is the same Spence. Listen, we're getting dragged into talking about. I mean, but it's all important. It's all. Yeah, because at the end of the day. Whether it's Taylor, Crawford, Taylor, Spence, Crawford, Spence, at some point, all these three names are going to be involved somewhere along the line. Me, out of all of them, I'm a big fan of Crawford and Taylor. And if that fight happens, I'm just going to be the white nun with the white nun with the outfit on and just be like this. You be neutral? Yeah. Yeah, for me, tough. I like them both. I can't really see myself rooting against Yeah. I can't see myself rooting against Josh Taylor, and I can't see myself rooting against Terrence Crawford. I'm such a big fan of both. Yeah. I really would just be happy. I would just be happy and content to get the fight. Yeah, just for the fans' purpose, that'd be great. And look, I think that fight can do well. I think the fight can do well here in America if they bring it to MGM. If the travel restrictions allow the Scottish to travel to America. You're going to have a couple thousand Scottish people there. You're going to have Crawford's people there that always come for his fights. When is Taylor going to get his due and take a fight to Scotland and have a big fight there where it belongs? Well, he's had a big fight. Well, I'm saying the fans. A mega fight, you mean? Yeah, just like UK, the Americans getting. I get it's the money thing, but when is he going to get his due? When is the Godfather going to wake up and say, okay, let me just take a big fight for Taylor in Scotland for the fans of Scotland? But like you say, you don't know, right? You don't know. Because the thing is this. It's a money thing, right? It all comes down to money. Because if they fight, let's say they fight in America. Because if they fight in America, that's an MGM Grand fight. So it's a big money. That is an MGM Grand fight if they fight in America. To put on a fight at the MGM Grand, the site fees are ridiculous. Can you explain that to the UK fans if they watch? Or any fans. So every venue in boxing has site fees. A promoter has to put up a certain amount of money to stage a fight at a particular venue. The more prestigious the venue, the higher the site fee is. So if you fight in America and you have a fight at the MGM Grand, as a promoter, you're gonna want to know that whatever fight you put on is gonna either break even or get you a return on your investment. Right.
definitely at the MGM he'll get a big return.
He's gonna get thousands of thousands. Taylor's gonna bring thousands of people with him from Scotland. Crawford's gonna bring the whole Omaha with him. Because every time Crawford fights, he brings his whole Omaha with him. Yeah. I've been in Crawford fights, so I know what it's like. I think there'll be a crazy atmosphere if they fought the MGM. Yeah. I mean, they can fight in Scotland too. I'm not against that, but I'm saying like if they fought at the MGM Grand in Vegas,
and what
crazy atmosphere.
And another thing about that is what you always say, Brandon. There's a lot of history in MGM.
There is.
But a lot of fighters have walked out that walkway through there, and it just be an honor to see Taylor, see our name up there, Taylor, against Crawford. And it'd be a great fight there too. But a lot of the
Scottish people want to see it in Scotland. And you know what? Look, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great in Scotland. But the only issue why I think that it might not happen in Scotland is just because of I don't think it'll make as much money in Scotland. And the reason I'm saying that, even though you might get more people in the stadium, which I will not disagree with, you will get more people in the stadium in Scotland. The ticket prices at the MGM Grand are going to be more. So you don't necessarily gotta sell as many tickets. You can sell 12 to 13,000 and make the same amount you'd make selling 20,000 in Scotland.
But isn't
or more
the money over there more than the US dollar?
Yeah, but if they come to America, they're gonna come here with the British with the pounds, pound notes. Yeah, and they're gonna convert it, and then they'll spend money.
Yeah, I just think one day, whenever it happens, I want to see Josh Taylor go to Scotland, give the fans what they want, and beat somebody's ass there. I don't care who.
Like Sharpie's telling
not no cheap ass, not no C-level, B-level fighter. I want him to fight the best in front of Scotland fans because they deserve it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If we're allowed in, thousands of us Scots would come to MSG or Vegas, and that's a fact.
They're probably wild too.
They're the most wild. The Scots are the most wild.
Really, yeah.
Like in my opinion, from what I've experienced.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty well traveled for my age.
In the pub.
I've met people at pubs. I've met people at fights. I met Scousers, the Londoners, the Manchesters, people, the Welsh. I met them all. Yeah. The Scots are the craziest.
Yeah, and Scots are the craziest. And I'll be honest, I think the British will come over here to also support Josh Taylor because they'll be even though he's Scottish, they'll bring him over here and that'll be just as loud. That'd be a great fight. Honestly,
Americans don't travel well. Yeah, it probably has a lot to do with the damn currency. You go to. I mean, when I went to the UK,
well, I think now it's a lot of it too with this COVID-19 stuff and all that stuff. That's the big thing too.
Josh Boy says, anyway, it's all good talking about a potential fight, but he's got to beat Catterall and look good. I think he will, but Jack has the potential to make it a good fight at least early on. I agree with that.
Yeah,
we're not overlooking Catterall. We talked about it earlier.
There's a reason why he's there.
We're just covering Josh Taylor as a whole, but I agree with you. You know, there's gonna be Kilton whiskey everywhere. Yeah, if Taylor fights Crawford at the MGM, if Taylor fights Crawford at the MGM Grand, you're gonna go on the fucking strip and you're not gonna understand nothing nobody's saying.
He's probably gonna be
thick Scottish.
Hey, he's probably the first Scot man to come through MGM. There's a lot of history of boxing, and he's gonna walk through there and walk through his opponents.
Okay.
And this channel, I love
Josh Taylor.
I
agree that the fight in Scotland would alienate some TV. Agree. Do you agree that the fight in Scotland would alienate some TV audience in America because it would be in the morning or early afternoon? Yeah, that would be an issue too. If they'd want this fight, to be at like its maximum viewership, it would have to be at least in the evening time in America. And I think that's what they're going to try to do. That's why I feel like
it's afternoon over there, right?
Well, no. If the fight happens in prime time in America, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning over there.
Oh,
so like when there's a big fight in America, people in the UK it's gonna have to wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Jeez.
And listen, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it when I was in the UK for that 1 month in 2019. Yeah, I did it. So I got the experience when the British fans go through to watch fights here in America on television. It's hell. It's the worst. You know. Mm-hmm. They would charge more for pay-per-view if Crawford traveled. They would. They absolutely would. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the video of Taylor and Crawford face to face? Taylor looks huge standing next to Crawford. He's big. Yeah. Taylor is I'm trying to tell you, Taylor is a big motherfucker, bro.
He's a beast.
Viva Las Olas. What up, True School? Where can I get the most expensive diamond in the floor? That's Hyro.
I know that. I always know what that is.
Viva Las Olas.
Yeah, but
what picture is that? Oh, it's a sign.
Well, let's say I know they had a few months ago too when Crawford was over there in the UK and they walked by each other and they were just joking, but Taylor was sizing them up like, yo, my God. I mean, he's a big dude. And what's funny is BT tells me, don't always go by what you see on TV. When you close up,
Josh Taylor is a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bro. Josh Taylor is huge. He's huge.
For you to say that,
solid as a rock. I remember when me and Josh Taylor wanted to take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
We pose and I put a little fist and I kind of touch his back.
Yeah,
it's fucking like a rock. It was huge.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
Scotland, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to let the screen share because you know, I wanted to talk about how the significance, the historical significance of this fight. I don't think listen, I'm about to say some shit right now. ESPN not telling you this. Your favorite boxing writers ain't telling you this. Your favorite channels ain't telling you this. A lot of people are not gonna tell you the historical significance of this fight. Do you know that? Just before I tell you what it is, do you know what the historical significance of this fight is?
Yeah.
What's the significance?
It's the Scottish against an American.
No. Not Crawford versus Taylor.
Oh.
Taylor versus Catterall.
Catterall.
What's the significance? Someone tell me.
First time a Scottish and a British was ranking are gonna fight together in that stadium.
Huh?
In the stadium, the location.
Say that again.
It's the first time you're gonna see two good fighters, one from UK. The UK and Scotland fighting in that stadium.
No. The historical significance of this fight is this. There's two things. First and foremost, over the last of active fighters, among the active fighters, we've had like what, maybe 4 or 5 undisputed champions, depending on if you count Teofimo Lopez or not. So Canelo, Usyk, Crawford, Taylor, and Lopez. I think Lopez is undisputed. Yeah. Some people say he's not. And I guess Kambosos. If you count Teo, then you gotta count Kambosos. Right. So count Kambosos too. Right. But of the active undisputed champions, the only undisputed champions that's actively fighting that's made a defense as the undisputed champion is Usyk. Usyk is the only undisputed champion that defended the belt when he knocked out Tony Bellew. Wow. Now, to go back even further, the other historical significance of this fight, and I would say even the greater historical significance of this fight, is that Josh Taylor is shooting to become the first undisputed champion in the 140-pound division to make a title defense as undisputed champion since Costa Tszyu did in 2002. Wow. That's 19 years. Because before Taylor, we know Crawford won the undisputed, but he didn't defend the belt because as Hyro, because I know Hyro's here, as Hyro has said so many times, Crawford vacated the IBF because he ducked Sergey Lipinets, But anyway, my Lord. But anyway, he later vacated all of his belts and went up and went any damn way to go fight Jeff Horn at 147. Okay, but Costa Tszyu before that was the last 140 undisputed champion. Right. He actually made 2 defenses as undisputed champion. So when he obviously, as many of us know, he had the infamous fight at the MGM Grand where he made Zab Judah do the chicken dance with the right hand, and that was it. Zab Judah couldn't walk straight. That was the fight that made him undisputed. Wow. And then he defended it against Ben Taki 20 years ago.
There's a lot of history.
And crazy enough, Pops, 20 years ago on your birthday, May 18, 2002.
Oh my
May 18, 2002.
That, yeah.
So hasn't been done in 20 years. So Josh Taylor is as Canelo would say, he's escribiendo la historia. Yeah, right. He's making history, writing his own history. Yeah. So big shit, big boy shit. Yeah. And listen, if you want to take it back even further, right? Yeah. If you want to take it back even further, if you go back to the WBA, WBC era, Taylor. There's only been what in the whole history of boxing. There's been what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's been 7 undisputed champions at 140 in the whole history of boxing. Yeah. That have made a title defense. He'll be looking to become the 8th and the first one in the 4-belt era to make a title defense, which I think is like amazing because with all the politics these days in boxing, if you get it actually done. It's big. It's big. With all the money and the sanctioning fees and the boxing politics. For a fighter to even want to fight for undisputed, you guys got to understand, a fighter even wanting to fight for undisputed is not always the most financially beneficial to them. Right. Because there's 4 belts. That's 4 sanctioning fees. Jeez. And depending on the governing body, one sanctioning fee could be $250,000 just for one. So it's expensive to be undisputed. It pays the cost to be the boss.
But I thought that the belt, they don't pay for sanctioning fees.
Huh?
I thought you told me that they don't pay for the belts anymore.
No. They don't pay for the creative, the
creation of
like
the design.
Mexican belt. but the regular ones like WBO,
the top one,
those are all
money.
200. Like every belt is like between 250 grand for one belt to 500 grand for a belt.
So basically, you pay like 800.
So you
got four
if you fight for undisputed.
Oh my lord!
If you fight for undisputed, you might fuck around and pay $1 million in sanctioning fees.
We broke.
So that's why we don't get undisputed champions. And if we do get undisputed champions, that's why they vacate that shit immediately because they want to make some money.
Yeah.
It's not easy to be undisputed
yeah.
and make money in this modern age of boxing. That's why we don't get a lot of undisputed champions. You know what I'm saying? So, historical significance. Let it be known here on True School Sports. Josh Taylor is shooting to become the first 140-pound undisputed champion since Costa Zoo to make a successful title defense as undisputed champion, and he's shooting to become only the second active fighter in boxing right now to make a defense as undisputed champion with Alexander Usyk. So make of that what you will, Pops.
Put him in the same.
What do you make of that, Pops? What do you make of that?
I think that's like very good company with Usyk and to accomplish what he's doing. And let me tell you, like I say, the man does not get enough credit. That's not because we're trying to dick ride him or anything. The reality is he doesn't.
You can't argue the facts.
Yeah, he doesn't get the shine that he deserves.
So if they don't want to give him the shine he deserves, we're gonna give it to him because he earned it.
Yeah, that's the bottom line with me. And to compare him to Usyk and what Usyk has done as the only two that have done this is great. And then to even if it's possibly the fight be across the pond over here in the U.S. Will be we're talking about this fight again. We'll come back to that one. Yeah, so I mean over there in England it's even better. So yeah. Shout out my man Sharpie. He says, haha, only in boxing will be such a shitty sport where you need to pay to be good. It's the truth. I'm glad you said it just like that. I was just telling someone the other day. I was telling a friend of mine about a prospect, and I was telling him like, hey, this such and such is very good, but the reason he hasn't been able to get to a certain level in boxing is because they say boxing is a poor man's sport, but to make any money in the sport, you need capital. You need people to first push you as a prospect, to put money behind you, to get you good opponents, good cards, your training expenses, your resume and everything.
Everything. That all costs money. So yeah, they say it's a poor man's sport because maybe the participants, the boxers come from poor backgrounds, but for the boxers to get to a certain level to where we know their names and their household names, that takes money, that takes capital. And go ahead.
And I think the best thing about it costs money to be undisputed, and yes, you got to pay a lot of sanctuary fees. But the best part of being undisputed, not many boxers have done it. And number two, you're gonna get a lot of sponsorships.
And shit, I don't.
You're gonna get a lot of sponsorships. I'm not gonna say it's gonna make up for the $1 million or whatever you pay for the 4 belts, but I guarantee you're gonna be good for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but as far as with the sanctioning fees, that's why we don't get a lot of undisputed champions. A lot of times, it's not the fighters. A lot of the times it's just the way the sport is structured. So a lot of times these fighters do want to be undisputed. But then let me ask you guys. Let's try to see things from the fighter's point of view. Would you rather be undisputed and have all the belts and have the legacy and be remembered in history, but be fucking broke and not be able to provide for your family, or would you rather still have a good career, maybe not be undisputed, but be able to provide for your family and create a good life for yourself? Because I'll tell you this. I'd rather have the money. Give me the money. Because listen, when this shit is done,
I want my legacy and I want my sponsorship to pay me enough so I don't have to worry about that to make the difference.
Sometimes they won't pay you that much. No. Sometimes they're not going to pay you that much because the
I want my legacy
enough.
Because as a boxer, when you first start out, your dream is to become undisputed in your division.
Yeah, but when you had
the top #1 dog there.
But when you had that dream, you didn't know it fucking cost you $1.6 million.
No, I know that. I get what you're saying, but I would want the legacy. Because I can say, okay, I was the best in my division, and then if I move on, whatever the case is, then that will carry my. Take for example, Crawford, right? Crawford became undisputed at 140, right? He forever in his resume,
and he dropped the belts,
right? But forever in his resume, he's gonna have that. Now he's moved to 147. Whether he becomes undisputed or not, that will carry over to him. And he will still make money because he already was undisputed.
Yeah, give me the money. Give me the money.
You don't want the legacy?
Because
that's the goal.
Okay.
That's the goal.
We're gonna get real. We're gonna get real here on True School Sports. Wilfred Benitez is the youngest Puerto Rican champion and the youngest world champion in the history of the sport. Yeah. And the motherfucker can't pay his life bills. Fuck the legacy. Like straight up.
But that's because
you need. Listen. You need a little bit of both. You need to have a legacy and you need to have the money.
But a lot of that is because. And this is the problem with boxing, and I've been telling my son that this is one thing. If I become a millionaire, I would set up some kind of fund for the boxers. I would teach them how to manage their money, or put it in some kind of fund so when they retire, they have something. A lot of it's poor management, and it's a crooked promoters that steal from the fighters, and the fighters not aware because they trust them. Look at what happened to Felix Trinidad. He had his manager. His manager stole millions and millions of dollars. Because why? Because we entrusted him. I was just watching a video, nothing to go off, on Floyd Mayweather. He was doing shopping on those what's the expensive store,
Versace and all that.
But this is a video on from 5 years ago, and he's got the motherfucker. He's got his bodyguard open up his thing, and he's giving him all the money. He's doing all the stuff. What do you do? What are you doing, dude? You need to hold on to your own money. Fighters to hold on to the money, and somebody got to teach them how to invest that money. That's the problem with boxing. They have no program for retirement. They have no problem to how to invest, how to make it better for the fighters. Yeah. And if Al Heyman is doing that for them, as much as I hate Al Heyman, thank you, Al Heyman.
You know, a lot of times they can't invest no money because they're not making fucking no money because they want legacy. Legacy costs money.
Yes, but behind
legacy
all that,
costs money.
But behind that, you have the crooked. I'll say it again. You have the crooked promoters and everything else behind that to take money from the fight. For me, I want my legacy, and if you manage your money right, while you're making the money, and you're a fool to trust somebody else with your money and not know where it's going. That's why I remember that football player, the famous running back for the Chargers. You know what he told them every day? Send me the paycheck. I want to see my paycheck in my hand. Don't deposit in my account. Don't do this. I want my money right here. So when you get that money, you find a way to invest it. Okay, you're going way off. I'm just saying the fighter needs to have some type of program. And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying
to tell you, and you're not seeing to get this. You're not seeing the get.
No, you're saying the legacy.
You're not seeing. No, you're not seeing
the money. No, you're saying the money's better because they'll be able to.
I'm not even saying that. What I'm trying to tell you is you talking about all this legacy shit. And listen, it's great. It sounds amazing.
The sponsorships.
It sounds phenomenal. But guess what, man? And you don't always get sponsorships.
If you become an undisputed champion, you're gonna get some sponsorships. You're gonna get money. It's up to you and your promoter to get it done. There again, you gotta be aware of all these things. You gotta promote. You gotta do things. But go ahead, brother.
How? Okay.
I'll refrain to you. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So all I'm trying to say is legacy costs money, and I think that's the one thing people don't understand. You want these fighters to go undisputed, which I think we all should want fighters to go undisputed. But what the networks don't tell you, and what the boxing promoters don't tell you, is that the WBC belt is, let's look it up. Actually, I want to look it up. WBC. I actually want to know the exact number of what a WBC sanctioning fee is.
Yeah.
So this is right here. So hold on, we'll go to screen share. I want to know this myself. Legacy builds commercial value. Pops is spot on. He's right. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that it does build commercial value, but I'm just saying you can't. Sometimes you got to protect the fighter from themselves. That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes you could be too tough for your own good and taking too many tough fights back. That you got. This is where good management comes into play. But anyway, how much do boxers have to pay for sanctioning fees? So it says right here. So promoters have to pay an annual registration fee, which is in the range of $7,000 to the WBC. And for every fight, they got to pay between $5,000 and $25,000. No, that's low. That's not it. I've seen it. Like, look, Miguel Cotto years ago, they wanted him to pay $300,000 for a belt, and he dropped the belt. So think about it. That's just one belt.
And that's Miguel Cotto.
That's just one belt. That's Miguel Cotto.
Big name, yeah.
That's a big. He got motherfucking money. Okay. Think about 4 to 5. Let's just say we'll say. If you have 4 $25,000 sanctions, we'll just say, right? Let's say you got to pay $100,000, a modest number, $100,000 for 4 belts, right? So you have that, right? Then you got to pay your trainer. Then you got to pay your promoter. You got to pay if you got a manager, your nutritionist. Mm-hmm. You got to pay taxes, and and let's say your person's only $400,000, $500,000.
Come on, I'll be broke by then.
You'll be broke. That's my point. That's my point. Legacy is great. It sounds great for the promotion, but
it's up to the fighter what he really wants.
And Haro said it best. He says it makes sense why. Hold on. He says it makes sense why Cholatito did unify sanctioning fees in the low weight classes. That documentary was great. Yeah, you can't blame him. But listen, they don't make a lot of money in the smaller weight classes. So if he didn't want to unify, I'm pretty sure it wasn't because he didn't want to fight a fighter. Look at Cholatito's resume. Look who he's fought.
But he just fought. How long did it take him to $1 million?
He just became the first fighter in the super flyweight division to make $1 million. since Carvajal.
Yeah.
It's been fucking
Jesus.
like 20 years almost.
Yeah.
So it's a money game.
Yeah.
You know, don't get caught up in what the promoters tell you and the lies that are sold.
I'm just saying if it was me, because the ultimate, if you listen,
and look, Sharpie he's saying it just right. He says sanctioning fees are a bitch. I bet they are more expensive than the fighter's purse. Sometimes they can be.
Oh,
if you want to go undisputed.
Wow.
You know what I wonder? I wonder like.
Okay,
what did Julius Ndongo got to pay for undisputed when he fought Carver? Because remember, he's from Africa. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no motherfucking money.
No disrespect, though. We ain't trying to say anything about we say economics.
I'll look it up. Julius Ndongo sanctioning fees. Because I remember I made a video about it. I think they both had to pay over $100,000.
But didn't you see a TLC what he said? He
said, Look at this. Look at this shit. I'm gonna show you guys because I don't want to tell you. I want to show you. All right. Yeah. I can show you, but I can tell you. Look at this. So when Crawford fought Ndongo, just so you guys get an idea of what it costs, what the actual figure is to be undisputed. Mm-hmm. Both fighters had to pay. Crawford and Ndongo had to both pay more than $100,000 in sanctioning fees.
Oh my lord! How much was the fight total for?
How much they get paid?
Yeah, that's the question.
Let's see.
Is it worthwhile doing that?
Let's see. I want to see what he got paid against Ndongo. Terrence Crawford.
He got paid $1 million. How much?
No. And by the way, we're still gonna go back to Josh Taylor, but let me see. Ndongo, what was his purse? His purse against Ndongo was like $2 million.
Right. So for the $100,000, he still took home 1.9 after he paid the people. After he
didn't take home 1.9. No way.
You don't think so?
No way. Hell no.
Okay, I'll say 1.5 the most.
1.5.
That's $1.5 million. Okay,
that's $1.5 million. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
What about Ndongo though? Ndongo didn't get that.
Ndongo, man, he probably didn't make nothing. He probably make nothing.
Babies. If he actually paid $100,000, and let's say the fight he got paid $110,000, and he only took $10,000. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know. It's crazy.
No, listen, James Brown had the old song, "Pay the cost to be the boss." Like, shout out to all you out there.
Yeah.
Make sure you smash that like button. It's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. You know, it's Josh Taylor Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
Wait, am I on screen share right now? I'm not screen share. Okay, good. All right, I'm about to check something. Pops, what do you think about the fight with Chris Colbert coming up this week?
With Garcia?
Yeah, what do you think about that fight? While I'm sitting here doing something.
I haven't seen Garcia really fight, so but I do like one thing I'll say with Garcia is coming from a good trainer in Salas, and I think that's going to be a plus for him. But I think Chris Colbert's going to win this fight regardless. I got him favored winning the fight by UD. That's what I got, and I was laughing because I was watching a video earlier about Rolly Romero, and he was saying that the trainers are great now, but the fighters are the ones going in that ring, and they make themselves to be the fighter they want to be, not the trainers. The trainers just teaching them how to do the things, but it's up to the fighter to have the mentality to do what they're going to do in the ring to win.
Absolutely. I'm gonna send Johnny Boy the link because he want to come in and chime. So
okay.
he want to chime in on some stuff.
Okay.
Let me go get the link. We'll let Johnny cook for a little bit. Shout out to everybody here, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. Mi burrito sabanero.
Yeah, so I mean, Rolly said that. I said, Rolly makes sense, but then he don't make. He said, your dad made you. Your dad made you. Your dad's your best trainer. Your dad's the one that knows your body. Your dad is the one that does everything for you. But the reality is, you gotta have the mentality as a fighter because neither your dad nor any other trainer is gonna go in there and do it for you.
Barry McClay says, "True School is happening. You should be over here. You know, the Dave Ryan Masterclass. Love from Scotland. I absolutely wish I was there.
Scotland, Buchanan.
We'll be there at some point. Look, you guys have my word. We'll be in Scotland at some point.
No more. You got Buchanan and Taylor. Yes. Shout out Scotland.
Let me see. The only way to make decent money in the low weight class is to get a big fight in Tokyo as a champion. That's what that's what Charles Tito did, and that's why he became what he became. Legacy equals money, not money equals legacy. A lot of fighters get it twisted. Yeah, no, legacy does equal money, but all I'm trying to say is it costs money. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. You got Johnny coming on?
I'm waiting for him.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for him.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I don't know what to think anymore because if you're going to get paid $200,000 a fight, and there's a belt line, you got to pay $100,000. You're already short $100,000 before you throw a punch.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you one question before. We'll get to it later. Yeah. Johnny Boy is here, so we're gonna have Johnny Boy come on and pop his shit. So Johnny Boy, what's good, champ?
What up, bro?
Not much, man. How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good. What's up, Pops? How you doing?
What's going on, boss?
How you doing, buddy?
You running everything. I got you, man. You go ahead and say what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? I love the article you brought out on I'm sorry, on the White and the slime ass Eddie Hearn. So I love that,
bro. Be honest with you, I'm so sick of him dicking around with that heavyweight division, bro. Like man, when it was Joshua Wilder, I was kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. But now after the last like year and a half, it's like, nah, bro, you dudes is all screwing around with that division. But yeah, man, BT. Anytime you have me on here, bro, as long as there's not some other dude chirping shit, I'm gonna keep it respectful. You know that.
Okay.
But what's it called? Yo, but what I was gonna say was, I've been saying the same thing about Taylor and Crawford for months, bro. I like, dude, because Spence is still jerking off over there. Like,
he don't want no smoke.
It's a shame that Crawford and Bob are at odds with each other, because to me, that was the real fight right there. Was Crawford and Josh Taylor, bro, because they both up there pound for pound wise, bro. Like that. Yeah. I was saying that for a long time. Like, bro, if Spence is gonna keep playing games with you, have it Crawford versus Josh Taylor. So hopefully Crawford gets this shit figured out with Bob Arum and they can come to some kind of agreement, bro. Because the thing that, because I know y'all don't want to talk about Crawford and Spence. Neither do I.
I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of Crawford versus Spence.
Yeah. That thing's been beaten dead, brought back to life, and beaten dead again, bro. But but the thing is, people was acting like as soon as Crawford signs up to the PBC, he's instantly going to get the Spence fight. Like, no, that ain't how it's going to work.
Keith Thurman can't even get the Spence fight. How is Crawford going to get it when Keith Thurman can't even get it?
Exactly. And so hopefully him and Bob can settle their differences or whatever and get that one on, because that would be that's two top 5 pound for pounders, bro. That's a great fight. Great.
Yeah, and I think it'd be a huge event here in America at the MGM Grand. You would get like 3,000 or 4,000 Scottish people to come over. You would have the whole Omaha there. It would be a ridiculous atmosphere.
And what would be your Johnny? But what would be your prediction in that fight?
What, Taylor and Crawford?
Yes.
Oh, I'd have to think about that one. That's
probably in a few months.
That ain't one I can just answer on the fly. I'd really have to think about that one. I'd have to, because I know, because you know me, bro. When there's a big fight coming up, Johnny's gonna go study all the highlight reels and
same thing,
the fights and stuff. But props for calling out that bullshit with Chocolatito too, BT. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, because it's you can see that shit from a mile away, man. Like Chocolatito, you saw what happened with the Estrada fight. Like everybody saw it. Everyone knows he beat Chocolatito beat Estrada in the rematch. So if they fucked him once there, why wouldn't they do it with a guy that's associated with Canelo? You know.
And on top of that, the whole reason Estrada pulled out of the trilogy, I'm like, first you said, oh, I didn't like how training camp was going. Then all of a sudden you got Rona, and like, nah, man, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Stop it.
What happened was when he went to camp, he started having flashbacks of the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds of the rematch when Chocolatito started pouring it on. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, for real. And then what was the other thing? Oh, as far, bro, and this ain't for the Brits, because they probably already know what's up, but or the Irish or whoever, but like for the dudes over here in our neck of the woods, bro, Jack Catterall ain't no slouch, bro. They're not throwing Josh Taylor in there with some yo-yo. Jack Catterall or Jack Catterall.
Catterall. I like it. Catterall.
Yeah. He can fight, bro. If you ain't seen him, go watch his highlight reel. He's a lefty. He's fast, bro. Yeah. Buddy
Smart
puts his
boxer.
combinations together good. Like, that ain't no walk in the park, bro. Like,
Well,
and to be honest with you, those are the fights I like talking about the most. The ones that people are sleeping on that should be getting the attention that they're not.
Yeah, and Taylor came out. He actually said that. He came out and said that there's no free pass on this fight at all. I'm not that people are asking about the Crawford in the future. He said I'm not even worried about that. I got to worry about Jack Catterall because he's no joke.
Exactly. It's going to be a fun fight, people. I'm telling you.
No, it is. It is, especially with him coming back to Scotland to defend the belts, because it's rare. Like, it's rare we get an undisputed champion that holds the belts in this day and age and then actually defends it. Because only Usyk has done it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. When you said that, I had forgot about that too. That's right. Because Crawford got him and dropped him. We don't know what Freckles is doing over there. Yeah. Speaking of shit, I don't want to talk about. That's another thing, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
going to avoid talking about Freckles.
Yeah.
That one, and then shit. I mean, bro, I gotta give it to, like, people always think I'm simping for Top Rank, bro, but like in the same breath, we got Taylor coming up. You got Ramirez Pedraza coming up.
Good fight. That's a good fight.
You're probably gonna get a Beterbiev of Joe Smith fight in the summer.
Yeah.
You're gonna get you're gonna get Fury and White now. White just signed the contract.
That's good. I'm glad he found his balls.
He recovered. Yeah, finally recovered his balls. I was like, and then I don't know if you want the Haney fight, but I want to see Loma and Kambosos.
That's what I want, Loma and Kambosos.
Listen, I'm of the belief that I don't believe anything anybody's saying. I think George is gonna fight Ryan Garcia. I think that's the fight that people want. Like, not people like the fans, but like people in the boxing
in the backside of it.
The establishment.
Yeah, the establishment.
Yeah.
I think
I see. If it's Haney, I can live with it, bro, just because I guess it would be for all the belts. But like I say, if you're going to call Teofimo undisputed, then Kambosos is too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll let people come up to their own mind on that one, though. So,
Yeah.
That'd be a great fight, though. I think Lomachenko, in my opinion, we must sound back on this. Lomachenko's hungry to prove himself what he's worth. And I think whoever they put in front of him, he's going to fuck him up. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I'm
to the point, Johnny, where I don't give a fuck who fights who. Just start fighting at 135. I'm sick of the tweets. I'm sick of the hype. I'm sick of the hoopla. Just fight already. Like, I want to see some movement in the division.
And you know what, bro? Like that. Like I say, I won't get into a whole thing, but I'm like, that's what I said. That's what I said. The fight hype. I don't know who it was. Yeah. I was like, bro. All I said was, like, dog. Y'all got an undisputed fight coming up this weekend. Quit posting these Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, Jake Paul bullshit while you got an undisputed fight on Saturday. Come on.
To be fair, with Fight Hype, they did do an interview with Josh Taylor. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, they're like, dude, shut your mouth. We did an interview.
They did do an interview with him. I don't know who. I don't think Sean made that comment, bro, because I know Sean pretty good. And I don't even think he has access to the YouTube account.
Nah, it's all good. I don't care. It's just internet chirping. I don't care.
Yeah. That is pretty funny though, how they put the middle finger emoji all the way down. I thought it was pretty funny.
I was like, damn, I must have said something to piss him off. But yeah, man, there's gonna be, like I said, and then that Chocolatito fight, bro. I'm gonna be going, dude. You know I can get lunatic.
You're a huge Chocolatito fan. I'm gonna be there, man. So I mean, imagine how I feel. I'm gonna be there, so it's gonna be something special to watch.
Where's it at? San Diego or?
Yeah, it's way out in San Diego. I never gone to San Diego, but I'm gonna go for this one.
Yeah, I heard that shit's nice as hell out there too.
That's what I heard. Like a lot of people from South Florida tell me, yeah, like San Diego has nicer beaches than here. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. So
I'll be here. I hear nothing but good things about San Diego. But that'll be a good time, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I say, I wish some of these dudes would put some of these fights in the shy.
Yeah, no, like Chicago's like a forgotten fight town, man. Like they used to always get fights like in the 70s and the 60s and the 50s, but like
in Detroit and Chicago and Cleveland and Milwaukee and all that. But that's all good, bro. Don't nobody want to come here, and I don't blame them. But I don't blame them, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd rather be watching that in Vegas or California or Florida or Texas or wherever if it was up to me too. So I can't really get mad.
I wonder. I mean, there hasn't been any fights. There has been a lot of big time boxing in Chicago in a while. I wonder if the judges are more fair in Illinois than they are in Texas or California or Vegas.
The last time they had like I would say it was a somewhat big fight up here was when Usyk fought Chaz Witherspoon.
That was like 2018.
Yeah. And I was about to go to that because he was supposed to fight Povetkin. But then I was like, I don't need to go. I was like, I'm not going to waste $500 to go watch him fight Witherspoon, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I
think Bivol is on the undercard too, right? Dimitri Bivol?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to come chop it up about Taylor. Yeah, man. For you dudes, if you ain't watched Catterall's some highlights of Catterall, bro, that kid ain't no joke, dog. So don't think Taylor's getting thrown in there with some yo
or that he's cherry picking, because I've seen people say he's cherry picking, but I'm like, he's not cherry picking. He's honoring the mandatory defense that he made because this guy stepped aside and he's been waiting for God knows how long.
And that was honestly on Catterall's part. That was a smart move. He's like, all right, I'll let these dudes fight for the whole ball, and then I get my shot at it.
You got 2 paydays, and he's still fighting for undisputed. So.
Yep, exactly. But all right, Pops, BT.
All right, Johnny. Yeah, man. God bless.
I just want
follow that man right there, guys.
All right, fellas. God bless. Thank you for having me on, guys.
God bless, Johnny boy.
All right, take care.
Take care. They have, man. The man himself, Johnny Boy. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Johnny Boy's Combat Talking News. People can say what they want about Johnny Boy, but one thing you can't say is
he's real.
He's real. He speaks his mind, and sometimes maybe he lets his emotions get the better of him. But I think, listen, for me personally, I like Johnny Boy.
And we got UFC too. We like UFC, so we want to check out UFC.
Carlos Mendoza says this isn't a boxing channel anymore. This is a IRA channel now. What's IRA? IRA. I don't know, yo. That's over my head. Catterall is gonna get himself in trouble with that Philly shell shit. Yeah, he might. And then he said, "Yo, BT, a blow pop, Gucci Mane." Oh yeah, freaking Johnny Boy. He was going off on Andrew that one night, talking about he's a blow pop.
Really?
True, bro. Josh just got it. Not many people understood a small card. Not many people understood Dave Ryan fight. Proof in the pudding. Yeah, listen, man. I'm gonna tell everybody again. If you haven't went and watched Josh Taylor versus Dave Ryan, that's the homework assignment. If you want to get hyped for the Josh Taylor fight this week, and you haven't seen that fight, go watch it. It was like one of Josh Taylor's first big fights. Al the Pal says that's weird that Southpaws run boxing. I mean, Southpaws do run boxing. Some of the best fighters in the sport right now are Southpaws. You got Crawford who boxes Southpaw. Taylor's a Southpaw. Usyk is a Southpaw. Andrade is a Southpaw. A lot of great Southpaw fights. Shakur Stevenson is a Southpaw.
A lot of fighters. I started learning both styles too.
Sinisa Estrada, Southpaw.
Yeah. There you go.
We got everybody. I'm a Southpaw, I'm talking about Southpaw myself, so.
What can you say?
But listen, y'all wanted to talk about Fury, okay? So we'll talk about it now. So I'm gonna go look this shit up for myself. But actually, no. Before I do, Pops, I wanted to get Pops' opinion on this, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion. All right, so Pops, this is the Ring Magazine pound for pound list. All right, now I don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit that he's number one. All right, truthfully. But this is the pound for pound list. They got Josh Taylor number 5. Where do you think Josh Taylor falls in pound? For you personally, where is Josh Taylor pound for pound?
Not number 5.
Is he lower or higher?
I think he's lower.
You think he's lower?
I think he's, I'm saying higher.
I mean, higher.
Yeah, higher.
All right, so then that means so which one of these four guys between Canelo, Usyk, Crawford, and Inoue, who is Josh Taylor above? Who do you have him above?
Usyk?
Canelo, Usyk, Crawford, and Monster. Who do you have him above?
I'll be honest with you.
I think I know where you're going with this. Canelo?
Yeah, that's because yes, he became undisputed, but he hasn't fought all the quality fighters to get what he has not fought the quality fighters to earn those belts the right way.
So what would you say to people that say, how could you say that Canelo's testing himself more than anybody in the sport? He's fighting nothing but undefeated champions.
You could say whatever you want, but is that the best undefeated champion in that weight class?
Well, he beat all the champions that were in the division, but then he didn't beat Benavidez. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to see what you would say.
No.
Okay, so you got him over Canelo.
Yeah.
And do you have him over Usyk?
No.
No. Crawford?
No.
Inoue?
Yes.
Yes? So you have Josh Taylor pound for pound number 3 in the world?
Yes, I would have.
Unless you have somebody else below, like do you have Errol Spence or Gaio or Lomachenko or no?
Yeah.
So you got Josh Taylor pound for pound number 3.
I mean, either. Well, I would put him because I would put Crawford. Because Crawford was already undisputed and he came out, so I would have to put him above.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. You guys know I can't stand Canelo. Fuck Canelo, but I don't have him above Canelo yet because
I think so. I think
you could because these things are all by paper. They're all by paper. Canelo did, even though I thought he lost to Golovkin in the rematch in the first fight.
I'm gonna say it again.
He has that win. He has that win on his resume.
What I don't like, and this is why I don't put him.
I got him third.
Top is because when I hear his manager talk that bullshit that they fought the best champion and it's a champion no matter what it is. No, you can't say that. You gotta tell him what's his name?
Makabu.
Makabu.
They didn't fight Makabu.
No, he didn't.
They wanted to fight Makabu, but they were.
How's he going about it? So no. So I don't want to talk about Canelo no more.
Okay, you just have Josh Taylor 3.
Yeah.
All right.
I just go to God bless you all. With that, I don't want to talk about. I can give Canelo flowers and move on.
All right. I have him around the same range myself, so it is what it is. But I want to get to this whole Fury fight bullshit because I don't know anything about this. This must have just happened before we came on live because everyone's saying the fight is signed. So I want to see what's going on.
Is he more reputable than Coppinger?
Michael Benson?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
He don't really break news though. He just kind of
brings the facts,
report other people's stuff.
Okay.
But listen, Michael Coppinger is a hack.
How the Bob say? Get him out of here.
Get the fuck out! Shut the fuck up!
You bum! Get him out of here.
Yeah. Okay. So Tyson Fury. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, Pops, if the news is true that they did sign, are you even excited about Fury versus
Not really. I'm just done with all of that.
There it is. Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury and Dillian White have both signed their contracts.
I'm done with it back and forth. Fury's gonna wipe the floor with him.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fury's gonna wipe the floor.
Wait a second.
I listen to him.
I want to see if you got it wrong. So it says Dillian. Oh, he got it right. Yeah! Mike Thomas, you got it right. Shout out to him. He got it right. He got a report right. It's been a minute. All right. That's good. That's good though. So listen, man. It's good that we got White versus Fury, the Gypsy King, the best heavyweight in the planet right now, back in action, and I think he's going to knock the hell out this big, useless bum Dosser.
Yeah. Put him up. They take his paycheck and he's not going to get another one.
Carlos Mendoza says there's a difference between fighting undefeated champions and fighting the best, Carlos.
You're
so
right.
What are you saying?
I agree with that. That's
Carlos, are you saying Taylor fought the best or Canelo fought the best? Who fought the best?
Going back to the Canelo thing.
I don't know if why are you assuming that? Because his last name Mendoza?
No, I'm just telling you.
Why?
That's what he's referring to. Watch.
I mean, Canelo didn't fight the best 68 pounders.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Benavidez is one of the best. He didn't fight him yet.
Right.
If you fight him, then okay, but you got a point. But anyway, fuck that.
Yeah.
Let's focus on what we were talking about. So Tyson Fury versus Dillian White is finalized. You guys can
But Eddie Hearn say anything?
It's gonna be at Wembley Stadium in April. Coppinger said April 23rd in his report. They're saying on Sky Sports that it's in April, so maybe it's correct. What do you guys make of that? Like, first of all, What do you guys make of the fight, and how do you guys think it'll do in the UK commercially? Because, you know, Tyson Fury hasn't fought in the UK in a very long time. He's been campaigning here over in America. I wonder how he's going to sell. Because one thing we know about boxing, as we just been talking about this whole Josh Taylor, just because you won and you accomplished some good things, it doesn't necessarily translate to you being a star or the biggest star. Now, Fury is a star, but he is the Anthony Joshua type of star.
Right.
We're going to see, because I don't think Fury's ever fought at Wembley Stadium. Ever.
I don't know.
He's never fought there.
Fury will sell, though.
Fury
will sell.
Yeah.
Maybe not the magnitude of Anthony Joshua, but he's going to sell.
Johnny Boy says Taylor's road to undisputed was way harder than Canelo's. Look at who they had to fight. Taylor fought killers. Clem Boy fought yo-yos.
Thank you.
I agree. I agree on that. I didn't give Canelo credit for none of those Europeans that he fought. Powell. And then Shabby says Canelo is a G. I don't like the guy, but you have to give him credit. Look, I don't like the guy at all, truthfully. I'm not really the biggest fan of him, as you guys know. Hold on. But, you know, in my opinion, there's a lot of other fighters in boxing who got belts that, you know, I have a bigger problem with the Canelo at this point. But Josh Boy says it will sell well in the UK as Fury is a star in the UK, and all UK heavyweight title fights also do well. That's I love a point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll tell you this.
Dylan White's going to sell it out.
Dillian White is somewhat of a name there. Fury is a name, but he's never fought in a stadium. And
will we see him like that?
No, he's never fought in a movie stadium. That's why I'm asking the question. How is it going to do? Because, like I said, you know, he may. We know he's a great fighter. We know he's the best heavyweight. But are people going to come out and support Fury the same way they support AJ?
He's big. I think he's going to get the support.
Yeah.
And the people are still down the road are hoping that one day that fight happens, believe it or not.
I'm to the point where it comes to, like, any fights involving Joshua, Spence, Wilder, Crawford, like, when it comes to, like, the big fights for these people, like the ones that the mainstream ones that everybody wants to see, fuck those matchups. I'm done with it. I'm done with Joshua versus Fury. I'm done with Crawford versus Spence. I don't care about them fights. Give me Fury versus this fight. Give me Fury versus Joe Joyce. Give me Fury versus Usyk. Give me them fights. You know, give me those damn fights,
and we'll talk about it.
I'm sick of talking about fights that are never gonna happen, just to give a matchup that's not even happening more exposure and contributing to the death and decay of boxing by the promoters marinating and cherry picking the fights. I'm not with all that.
Nope.
I'm past it all.
Make the big fights for the fans.
That's why for me, like how people decide to run their channels is their business. I'm not going to criticize nobody for how they run their channels, but for me, I'd rather focus on what is than what isn't.
That's right.
I'd rather focus on Taylor versus Catterall than Taylor than Spence versus Crawford, or hypothetical matches that aren't happening. You know, Barry McClay says, "True. Remember back in the day, Canelo couldn't take out Vasquez." Yeah, early days, but Josh did. That is definitely true. He beat Miguel Vasquez in much better fashion. Cholatito and Martinez is more intriguing to me than Spence Crawford. It is. You want to know why? Because the two guys are fighting. You know, I saw an interview. Funny you mentioned that, Johnny. I saw an interview that Cholatito did with Matchroom on their Instagram page, and basically he said when the fight was presented to him, he said, "I never expected to be fighting a guy like Julio Cesar Martinez." It was just brought up, and I said, "Yeah, I'll take the fight." And like he said it, if you watch the interview, he said it in such a nonchalant fashion. It was like that's
how he is, though.
It just goes to show you he's a killer. He's got that dog in him.
Not afraid
because you talk to these guys at 135 like Ryan, like Devin, all these guys. They start getting emotional. They start getting into their feelings. they want to talk about fuck all and everything else, but fighting. So it's good to see these guys. You know, and by the way, Cholatito, if there was a guy in boxing who deserves to be a diva, like if Cholatito wanted to get us some diva A-side, B-side bullshit, he's actually earned the right to do it. Like, you know how they say Canelo's earned the right to do all this stuff, and certain fighters have earned the right to do all these things. Bullshit. This guy is one of the only guys that's earned the right in boxing to do any sort of A-side, B-side bullshit. But that's why I like him. He has the right to, and he doesn't do it. That's the best part about it all. And he's still fighting. Like, look, he's still fighting killers. He was in a fight, Gallo. They said, we'll give you Martinez, who's like the big puncher at 112. You know, the big star. They're trying to set up for the okie doke.
Johnny called him the guy with the purple hair.
The guy with the purple hair.
Johnny had a roll when he said that.
And it's gonna be a great fight because
he's the guy with the purple hair.
One thing about Martinez is he comes to fight. Martinez has a lot of power, a lot of stamina, throws a lot of combinations, but you know what? I think with Martinez, right, and it's funny because we got off track. We're talking about Martinez and Cholatito, but like with Martinez, right, he likes to jump into every punch.
Yeah,
he puts everything, every last fiber of his being is going into every single punch. And I feel like with the way Cholatito fight, he's just gonna pivot around him and pick him apart.
Yeah,
I was watching. I was worried about the fight when it first got made, but then when I went and I actually watched Martinez, like the Jay Harris fight, the fight that he had against Arroyo.
Yeah, he thinks that he's just gonna go in there and beat the shit out of Chocolate.
Good luck with that one.
He got things coming. He's like, oh, I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna beat the crap out of Cholatito with my power. Whatever. I said, okay, we'll see. You're gonna get humble real quick.
He sounds like Benavidez.
Yeah,
he's good. They put my power, my speed.
Yeah, I still like Benavidez. I'm a big. I've always seen Benavidez and Canelo. But anyways, on to the next. Man.
Man.
So Chocolatito's a legend. He's still doing his thing.
March the 5th, by the way. March the 5th, say the date. Cholatito versus Julio Cesar Martinez. The real fight.
Yeah. And you still got, as long as you got God behind you, you can win every battle.
Yeah. You know what?
Very humble guy. I was watching him on a Spanish channel. I forgot. The guy who told me to get all the interviews. I forgot his name in Spanish.
Levi Luna.
Yeah.
Shout out to Levi Luna, legend.
And he's just like, Chocolatito have no expression. He's just like humble. Okay, yeah.
He's not I love
a meat killer.
He's
that quiet meat killer.
I love Cholatito.
He's a silent killer.
I've interviewed Cholatito 3 times. He ain't the best interview in the world.
Yeah, but he's a silent killer.
That's why I like Cholatito. Like, okay, he ain't the best interview in the world and all these things, but literally, like, he's probably one of the only fighters that's famous in boxing where you can say he's literally only famous because of what he can fucking do in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, Cholatito's not famous because he's Mexican, like Nicaraguan, or from a country. He's not famous because he's got all this clout. He's not famous because of Instagram skits and Instagram routines. He's literally only famous, only known because that motherfucker can fight.
Yeah,
and fight at the highest level.
And that's not afraid. He hasn't ducked nobody. He goes in there and gets it done.
And been giving people great fights.
Humble.
And still giving people great fights. Shabby says, you're spot on, mate. Let's choose what we want to see, not get told what we should watch. Yeah, like a lot of people say, I hear promoters say, well, people don't want to see the super flyweights. But then, like, what I always do is, when I hang around my friends who don't normally watch boxing, they don't know shit about boxing, I show them different fights just to see what they would say, because they don't know if they don't know anything about the sport, they're gonna give me a more unbiased reaction to certain fighters.
Honest thing.
So I'll show them Crawford and Spence, and they like Crawford and Spence. But funny enough, the fighters the people that I show boxing that don't know boxing, the fighters they all wind up liking are Chocolatito, Gallo, the super flyweights.
Yeah.
So I think we gotta stop saying things like, oh well, let's nobody wants to watch them. Bullshit. When I went to the forum when Cuadras fought Chocolatito, they sold 10. There was no. This was the main event. It was Chocolatito from Nicaragua who don't speak English against Carlos Cuadras from Mexico. Who, yes, he's Mexican and he fought in LA, but he wasn't a big Mexican name at the time.
Right.
They sold 10,000 tickets.
Jeez.
And mind you, 60% of that 10,000 at least was Nicaragua, was Chocolatito fans.
Shout out to the
because the Nicaragua chants that night were bigger than the Mexico chants. So I've seen with my own eyes that the guys in the small weight classes can pack the arenas. They give people good fights. You just gotta give them the platform and a chance to show what they can do.
Promote them.
And I'm hoping that people in San Diego, and I think people in San Diego I think this fight will be very well sold. I think people in San Diego will come out for this fight, and I'm praying that it is, because I want the super flyweight division and the flyweight division and all these weight classes to continue getting the love and just do, because it's the only weight class where things over the last 6 years have consistently happened. Yeah. Like while we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs, arguing about purse splits and all these.
The flyweights don't play. They just sign and go.
They sign a contract, and by the time we get one big fight in the by the time we get one big
fight in middleweight.
By the time we get one big fight in the welterweight division, we've already gotten 2 or 3 fights, rivalry fights in the super flyweight division. So,
what weight class is the Sonny Edwards? I like him, man.
Huh?
Sonny Edwards.
Yeah, Sonny Edwards is 112. He's right below them. Okay. So he'll be up there very soon. Well, anyway, let me see. I love watching Martinez fight, but he isn't built for the long game. He's too defensively lax for Chocolatito, and that's where I'm at. I think I think, Martinez has the power. He has the youth to give Cholatito some problems in the early rounds. But, man, the precision, the footwork, the defensive mastery. And, yes, I said defensive mastery. And if you think Cholatito is not a great defensive fighter, you don't know boxing. He's too precise, too sharp for Ray Martinez. Ray Martinez is going to have to hope to catch him on something early. If not, as this fight gets to rounds 6, 7, 8, he's toast. He's toast. Stephen Gray says, yo, BT and Pops, great to see you giving Josh some props, even here in Preston Pan, Scotland. The only way we got to see the Ramirez fight was on Fight TV. No mainstream channel picked it up.
That's crazy.
Taylor will beat Catterall by 4th or 6th, between rounds 4 and 6 by knockout.
Yeah, he's going to be raising his hands again.
But yeah, they have from a Scottish man himself.
Yeah.
That's how underrated Josh Taylor is.
That's so crazy.
They had to get the fight on Fight TV, which is not a mainstream channel.
It's very disrespectful to Taylor. I'll be honest, and I'll stay quiet because my blood pressure goes up right now. So
Carlos Mendoza says Chocolatito's record should be 52-1. I agree, Carlos, but I want to say this about his record, right? And I know people say, well, you can't really say these things, but I'm of the mindset, Carlos, that if Chocolatito would have got the just decision against Rangmasai in the first fight, he'd still be undefeated to this day. Or maybe he would have lost later on, but he would have gotten past. He would have been 47-0 and had a chance to continue pressing forward. I don't think it's fair what they did to him. I think that loss, along with this trainer dying a couple months before the first fight, affected him. And like when he fought Rangmasai in the rematch, it was like the stars aligned. You had Chocolatito losing a tough fight, having a lot of dysfunctioning with his trainer, and then you had this hungry killer on the other side of the ring.
What I like about
Rangmasai's a great fighter.
Yeah, what I like about Chocolatito, they're trying to face him out, and he just don't go away.
He's not going away.
He just don't go away.
He won't go away.
Yeah.
Barry McClay says, true, shake a leg. Love your crack, but Josh is going to get massive fight next, hopefully in Scotland. Get over here, bro. Even bring your old man. Haha. Yeah, no, that's on the list. That's definitely, listen, Scotland is on the list because, I don't always respond to a lot of the comments on the channel because I get a lot of them, but I do read them all. I read all the comments, and whenever we do these videos about Josh Taylor, we always get a lot of great response and feedback from the Scottish people. So,
I go to all English channels now that do boxing right now, and they talk about Taylor, and guess what I put out there? I put Taylor. He ain't no joke. He's the baddest motherfucker on the earth. And then I put up the Scottish flags behind it.
Shout out to him.
You gotta give respect and put him out there.
So we got our second super chat of the live. Shout out to my man again, Ramirez, Diaz, Adrian. And you guys know when the super chats come out, so does Don King. Yeah. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. Thank you, Ramirez, for the super chat, man. We appreciate you.
Bless you, man.
If you got any questions, feel free to ask them. Thank you for being on the lives too this week. I remember you were watching both lives. So
thank you so much.
I remember you, champ. Yep. Shout out to you. God bless you. Wherever you're at.
Likes is all we want.
So Sharpie says, I'm just sick of getting told by promoters what a super fight is. It's for the fans to decide. It is. It truthfully is. And when a promoter says a fight is or isn't a super fight, they're not talking about it from our perspective. They don't give a fuck about if fans are interested. All they care about is that bottom line.
Money.
And they always have money. They always have a figure in their head of what they would put certain fighters in the ring with, to risk, Right. And if it doesn't reach that, it's not a big fight. But that's not true. That's not true at all.
Crazy.
But why are people talking about Canelo's DAZN and Showtime deal and talking about the Don King deal on Fight TV?
No. What?
No, he says, why are people talking about Canelo's DAZN and Showtime deal and talking about the Don? I'm confused by your comment. Type it out again.
He was referring to the Scottish that got to watch fight on the Fight TV. He missed the comment.
He's not talking about that.
Oh, no?
He's mentioning Don King, which has nothing to do with Josh Taylor.
Okay.
So clarify your comment. The Martinez is too flat-footed for Roman. All he does is push forward. Roman's going to come at him with angles. Martinez's only chances to win is to counter punch and trade. That's it. That's really it. And I really think after like 3 rounds, his ass is grass.
He's done.
You guys are legends on the other side of the pond. Hit me up if you come to Scotland. We'll do a big
God bless.
What I want to say is this: for anybody here, for anybody that's here, I don't know if any of you guys have like Instagram, but The best way to get in contact with me. I mean, I had Twitter as well, but I wanted to show you guys how you can get in contact with me if you want to. For the Scottish people that want to or message me when I'm not live on YouTube. The best way to get a hold of me, if you can't get a hold of me any other way, the best way to get a hold of me would be right over here. You go on Instagram, all right, and you'll find me right here. I'm just a kid from Dania, all right. It's me right here. I'm the handsome dude in the green suit, so I'm not hard to find. That's me. If you want to follow me, I'll drop it in the comments. And just shoot me a DM and say, hey, BT. I just watched you live or something like that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm right there. So, there's that. And then, I don't really tweet a whole lot. So if you're looking for entertainment, don't come to Twitter thinking I'm going to tweet a whole lot of stuff. But this is me on Twitter. I'm at True School Sports. So the same way the channel name is spelled, you can find me there, DM me there, and I'll get back to you because I'm always on. I am on Twitter a lot just to check boxing news. I just don't I don't tweet a lot because it's stupid to me. But yeah. So
I was spoken with Scottish. That's right.
I meant people keep talking about PBC in the zone, but they are not talking about Don King's offer for Makabu on Fight TV pay-per-view. What with Canelo? Oh man, is that real?
Nobody knows that's come out yet, has it?
I mean, he should. He must know something I don't.
Yeah.
This is not the real BT. It is the real BT. Yes, it is, Nathan. Shout out to my guy Nathan Carey, my guy in the UK.
UK, baby.
When are you coming back to Houston? Shit. Where am I? I don't know. I guess if if one of the Charlos have a fight there, or if there's any sort of big fight in Houston, I'll be there. I'm not just gonna go to Houston for the sake of just going to Houston. I need to have a reason to be there. I'm a busy man. So I'll be in Dallas though. I'll be in Dallas at the Spence Ugas fight. So if you're gonna be in Dallas at Cowboy Stadium, I'll go, and I might even bring him with me, which would be insane. He says, hey, it's a pure shame, Cash Farouk. True. Don't know if you know much of him, but unfortunately he retired. The boy was a class act. You would have liked him. I saw him fight one time. He was a solid fighter. I did see that he retired. I don't know what the reason was. I don't think anybody really knows what the reasoning was, but whatever it is, this sport of boxing is a very hard sport. So if he felt the need to retire, who are you or me or anybody else to say when he should have left? So congrats to him. Shout out to my guy Charlie, child of the king. He says, when are you going back to Vegas? Charlie, I leave. Well, Vegas is the second stop on my trip. I'm not going to Vegas until after I leave San Diego. So I'm going to San Diego first. I leave for San Diego March 2nd. So that would be next Wednesday or Thursday. So not long enough. I know I've been saying I gotta go by and see you. I will make it my personal business to make sure I go by and see you before I leave. Thank you, Charlie. God bless you, Charlie. Cholatito or Donaire, who has the better resume of the two? That's a hell of a question. It's a great question. Donaire's had some great wins. He's still doing a lot of great things, but I would give the slight edge to Cholatito. Slightly. I think Cholatito beat better fighters than Donaire, but you can't hate on Donaire. You can't go wrong with either one of them. I personally want to see Martinez lose, but my mind says that Martinez, because he's on rocket fuel or robbery. Yeah, Martinez might be on that shit, the PEDs. They might have him juiced all the way up for this fight.
Because you
got to remember, they're fighting in San Diego, which is damn near Mexico. So there's that. He's Reynoso. He's affiliated with Canelo. I mean, we'll see.
And the song keeps playing.
We'll see.
The record keeps playing.
But I'm going to tell you this. If Cholatito knocks him out, like if I applied for a press pass, so, when you apply for a press pass to fights and you're ringside, you're not supposed to, be a fan or cheer.
I know you told me that one time you
But I'm gonna tell you this: if Cholatito knocks the fuck out of Martinez, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna run off into the crowd.
Yeah,
go crazy.
It's funny he says I didn't know that. We had a fight. I don't know which fight it was, and I was going wow. And somebody told me, no, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I didn't know that. If you wear that press pass, you gotta be very professional.
Yeah, you gotta be. But to be fair, a lot of the mean members aren't anyway.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't never know when you might scratch somebody the wrong way.
I got you at a sports bar when you come out to Houston. All right. Listen. I loved Houston. When I went to Houston, I loved it. I had a great time when I was out there. Almost too great of a time. I was all my friends killed at the club that one time I went. But I love Houston. It's a beautiful city. They got the best looking woman I've ever seen in Texas.
I think you like San Antonio better.
But I like my favorite city in Texas is San Antonio. I like San Antonio a lot because I'm more laid back, so I'm not with all the rah stuff. But Houston's great though. I like Houston,
even though you got a crazy father.
I can handle you. That's different.
Yeah.
That's different. Like dealing with you.
Yeah.
It's the other people. It's all the other crazy people in the world. Sharpie says, I DM'd you, bro. I hope you make it over. Yeah, at some point, you know, if the fight's got to be a big fight, you know, and you know, I got to figure out how I'm going to get to the UK without having to take the stupid well, I don't want to say too much, but you know, the jab, the jab, you know. So once I figure that out, we'll go over there. Al Powell says, I ain't never been to San Antonio hot, and it's like 2 hours away. You love it. It's a great town. I love it. That's crazy how like people like I've gone to towns they've gone to, they live right next to it. That's like me. Like we never go to Tampa. I mean, we're going to Tampa this week, but like we never go to Tampa. But like we're like 2 or 3 hours from Tampa. It's the same thing.
Yeah, man, I hope we go to Thurman's gym and we see him.
Yeah. Let me see. We got like 15 minutes left, so we'll stay on live for like 15 more minutes. We'll take it all the way to like 2 hours. Drop us any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, super chat, all that good stuff. Subscribe.
This weekend I like the Hazim brothers from Prince Hassim.
You like both of them?
I like the first. I like the first one better than the second one, but I wish you both the best. The first one's got a lot of power, and they asked him. I think it was one of the UK meets that I was watching earlier. They asked him, you know, what happened if you got a challenge to fight Ryan Garcia? He said, "Hey, whatever the platform is, I'll be there." He's got some power.
Who?
Hazim, the first one.
Yeah.
He's got real power. But I'm proud of both of them. They both got good lineage with Prince Hassim. When I see them fly in the air with a red carpet, like I seen Prince, what's his name? He used to do. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. Then I know they made it.
Hands Revolt says, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Martinez juicing in the roll before and during the fight. that might be what it means. Yo, what he needs to be Chocolatito.
Camp, they still got that thing with that, huh? They never want to let that go. What? The juicing with that camp.
Well, the thing is, the reason why people have a problem with it is because when they tested positive for it, the WBC decided that they wanted to raise the amount.
I remember that.
You know,
remember that.
So that's why. You know, and it just sounds stupid. Oh, it's just the meat.
Yeah, I got you.
Carlos Mendoza says, Kaiosai Galaxy versus Chocolatito. That fantasy fight. That's a crazy fight. Galaxy was a great fighter. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything about him. I know he was like a great flyweight. I can't really say because I don't know a ton about it. I'm not going to pretend, but I just know that people talk very highly of him, and he was one of like the great flyweights, the great little men of 10, 20 years ago. Him, who else am I missing? Him, Pong Jack Sek, Wong Jong Kam. I know him.
Oh wow,
from Thailand. Yeah,
you name it. Yeah, so for Prince Hassim, I like that. Hey, the ESPC game got Kell Brook on it now.
I seen it.
Kell Brook.
Let me see. In that time, that won't even matter, bro. Crawford will come over and get fucked up. I mean, look, I don't have a dog in that fight. It's truly one of the only fights where I don't have a dog in the race. Like, I'm just as big of a Josh Taylor fan as I am a Crawford fan. So whoever wins, may the best man win. I just want to see the fight.
Yeah, I'm staying neutral on that one.
Sharpie says Adam Azim is a G. I think Pop's talking about Adam Azim. He is.
Yes,
that is what he's talking about.
Oh man, he's got that power. That quick. What he showed me this weekend, I was like, wow. And they've been saying it about him, but his little brother he's learning too. He's learning.
Did the guy he fought? I don't know if Carl Hansen's still here, but Carl Hansen mentioned earlier that the MJ Hall dude 2-73.
Yeah,
that was.
No, I'm talking about his little brother. That's the little brother. We're talking about the bigger brother. The one that got the power, came with the red and black on. He's gonna be something to mess with. Taylor versus Crawford will be at Edinburgh Castle. Would be such an iconic setting for one of the best fights out there. If you check out the Edinburgh military tattoo for the backdrop, yeah, I've seen the Edinburgh Castle. I'm surprised that this fight isn't at Edinburgh Castle because is that popular?
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Now Hyro says, where is it? I saw a comment. Where's Hyro's comment? Because I know I missed it. He says, what can I expect in Texas? Is it cheap? Everything. What you can expect in Texas, Hyro, you could expect great food because Texas has no shortage of places to eat. You could expect very thick and also fat women. You know, because in Texas, there's no in between. There's thick and there's fat. Yeah. You know, they got a lot of thick women in Texas. And and a lot of Mexican culture. That's what you could expect. Yeah. You know, I don't think, you already seem to have your mind made up that you hate Texas, Hyro, so I'm not going to try to convince you. Just go with an open mind. That's all I'll tell you. He said, hell no, everything going up. Hyrule Gallus, everyone keeps moving here. The Houston suburbs are getting full and expensive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Texas is going crazy.
Well, don't get it crazy. Over here in South Florida, all the real estate's getting higher and higher. Rents and everything, too, is good, off the boom chart. So,
yeah, true. Pure buzzing for Taylor's coming home. Hey, it's a pure shame our man needs more backing, but can't wait to be there. Well, listen, that's why this week is freaking Josh Taylor Appreciation Week here on True School Sports. Right. I'm gonna do a Josh Taylor video tomorrow. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love to share it too. We're gonna make it happen. If that fight comes off and it's in Scotland, I don't give a damn what I gotta do. We're gonna get over to Scotland for the fight. You know, I want to see what the Scottish are about. I want to see what Edinburgh and Glasgow and what Aberdeen and what are all other cities. You name the cities.
Yeah.
We have a small window for outside fights in Scotland. Even then, it might be rain in the summer. Yeah, because I know, like in
what's the closest stadium there between both, like for the UK and for them to go, so both parties can see the fight. Like, you know, what I'm saying, for the fans from the UK and the fans from Scotland.
I have no idea. I'll take you to the Charlotte Boxing Gym when you come to Houston. That might not go well. They might have seen one of the videos.
Yeah.
But I'll go though. No, I love to come to the Charlotte Boxing Gym. I want to go and you know, I've met Jamal. I met Jamal Charlo like 5 years ago here in Miami. He was pretty cool, but I never met Jamel. So I'm gonna meet Jamel. You know, they may not like it, but I might have to ask him. Hey, you know, you guys are great fighters, but when are we gonna fight Andre? They might like that.
Oh man. Oh, we had
to say we black card him.
Yeah.
Hyrule says I'm going to Dallas. Okay, you like Dallas? Dallas is cool. Dallas is all right. I like Dallas. Have you got a space for a Mad Scotsman in Texas? Oh, shit, why not? Why not? I don't live in Texas. I live in Florida, but shout out to Texas. Fuck what the other guy's talking about. 817 Funky Town, stand up. Fort Worth. That's right. Stop hating on Texas. Ooh. Taylor versus Carl would be big in the UK. It would be massive. Be absolutely massive. King Mitch, what's good? What's good, King? How you doing?
Be buzzing.
Sugarland Gym on Highway 6. There you go, Sugarland Boxing Gym.
Wow. Man,
I'm a big fan of Timothy Bradley. I'm telling you, he still won't get the fight. Oh yeah, there's these clips I was showing me of it's a compilation of Timothy Bradley talking about Spence versus Crawford. They were like, yeah. Are you saying that Spence is ducking Spence ducking Crawford? Yeah. He's ducking Terrence Crawford. The way he said it, the way he said it, you could tell Timothy Bradley watches these YouTube videos. Right. He said like some of these YouTube channels say it. Yeah. That shit was funny as hell.
He's pretty cool to meet though.
I gotta get him on here one of these days. But yeah, shout out to everybody here at your boy BT. They said no, the city of Sugarland is a suburb of Texas. I know, I've seen Sugarland. I drove by it when I was in Houston. I took an Uber and I went past it. Mm-hmm. Because I went to Houston when Angelo Leo fought on the Charlo undercard. So yeah, listen, I love the whole. I mean, listen, I love the whole state of Texas. It's one of my homes away from home. I'm in Texas. Last year I was in Texas just as much as I was in South Florida. This year I've already spent like 2 weeks in Texas this year, and the year just began. I'm gonna be in Texas in April twice. I'm gonna be in Texas in April for 2 fights for Tego and Garcia, and then Spence versus Ugas. So it's got mad love for Texas, but San Antonio is my favorite city, hands down. Hyro says, never mind, I'm going to San Antonio. Is San Antonio lit? Listen, you go down that Riverwalk, downtown San Antonio, Riverwalk area, you be good, champ. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on Valdez versus Stevenson? That's a fight that I'm going to. I'm going to that fight too. You know, that's a fight that I'm happy it's happening. I'm happy that we're going to see two of the top 130 pounders get it on. I'm happy that we don't got to talk about this guy ducking that guy or that guy ducking this guy. So it's a blockbuster matchup. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to beat the shit out of Oscar Valdez. Shakur Stevenson is the best young American fighter in the sport. It's not even close. I'm taking him against the field. I mean, he's better than Devin. He's better than Tio. He's better than Ryan Garcia. He's better than everyone.
I think it's going to be a great fight because both fighters are going to bring it. I just think that people don't give enough credit to Stevenson. I learned it from the last fight he had. So You all better watch out because Stevenson's coming.
He's coming. You know? Regis Progray's gyms in Houston. Yeah, it is. I know. And shout out to Progray. I had a chance to meet him one time.
I like him. Very humble too.
Spence is the Terminator. He is more machine than man. He's twisted and evil. Yeah? Well, we'll see how twisted and evil he is if he ever wants to get in the ring with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford is the best in the world in boxing. Nobody beats him, let's be honest. Well,
Nebraska.
I would say that most people can't beat Terrence Carver, but I think one of the only guys in boxing, along with Spence, that would, maybe give him some problems, potentially beat him, is my guy Josh Taylor. That's my guy. I think Josh Taylor would give Terrence Carver problems. Does Josh Taylor versus Crawford sell better in the UK than the US? Surely the money's in the USA for the fight to happen. Look, the fight. If we're talking in terms of pure money, I think there's more money to be made in America because you're talking about US television, UK television, casino money, high roller money, all kinds of things involved. I think USA is the USA is where there's more money. But
I think it was some more in the UK.
But as far as tickets sold, like more people, Scotland.
Yeah,
I think so. Hefe says people are sleeping on Kenichi Ogawa. Ain't nobody calling him out. Ogawa's good. Very good fighter, strong, smart boxer. And you're right. He seems to be the odd man out of 130. I didn't even think of that. You're right. Hopefully, if Chris Colbert beats Garcia, maybe that's the route he can go and fight Ogawa. Texas is better than Florida. We don't have bipolar weather. Get the fuck out of here. Texas has the most bipolar weather in the entire country.
You've been there.
At least in Florida, you have weather that you can classify as paradise. Man, in Texas, there's no happy medium. There's no happy medium. It's either cloudy and depressing as shit, or cold, or it's hot and dry as shit. There's no in between. Texas. Oh man,
I can tell you.
I love Texas, but not for the weather. All right, not for the weather. I love Texas, but not for the weather.
You gotta come back to South Florida real quick.
Let me see. I don't give a fuck where it is. Taylor beats Bud. Ooh.
I'm talking about
confidence. I actually 1,000,000% agree. True, something special with Taylor fighting Bud in Scotland. I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun, man.
It'd be great.
But you know what? I don't want to rule it out either. I think if they did fight here in America at the MGM, I really think the atmosphere at that fight in particular would be special because you would have all the crazy, a couple thousand Scotsmen, and then you're gonna have the whole Nebraska, the whole Omaha.
Probably some UK Brits will come out here too, just to have fun and support them.
Lafayette Crowley says, "I lived in Orlando last summer." I'm sorry to hear that. No, Orlando's cool. I'm joking. Orlando's cool. Let's see. He says, "Hey, the Charlos, what's happening? But come on, you ain't Scotsman. Haha, cheers, true." He says, I love you Americans. Try Scottish weather. I'm good on that, champ. I'm good on that one. I experienced the damn British weather in the middle of December in 2019. That shit was enough.
And it's cold. It's cold there too.
Huh?
Scotland. Mm-hmm. Scotland, a beautiful country.
El Jefe says, "Nah, bro. In Florida, somebody can conjure a cloud in Florida and rain hard in the summer. Yeah, but it'll rain hard for like 15 minutes and then it's sunny again. In Texas, it's like it'd be hot as shit the whole day. Then it'd be like cold. Then it'd be cold. To the listen, it don't get cold. It don't get cold in South Florida. It doesn't get cold. So just on that alone, Florida over Texas. I don't think it won't. I think it won't be what people think it will be when Spence, both are southpaws, are going to be scared. They ain't be fucked with. I'm confused. Ramirez wants to know, what is your take on Raul Valenzuela at 135? I think he is the dark horse of the division. I like Raul Valenzuela. Raul Valenzuela is a fighter that, he does one very basic thing that a lot of fighters don't do, which is simply just let their hands go. Let his hands go. So he's going to win a lot of fights just off of activity and conditioning. I think Raul still needs to work on his defense a little bit. I think he needs to also work a bit more on sitting down on his shots. But Raul is one to watch. I think he'll be someone that is a factor in this division, potential world champion in like 2-3 years. Because these guys like Haney and Garcia and Tio, they're not going to be there much longer. So he's going to get his chance at some point. Sharpie says it's beautiful but fucking cold. Scotland. Yeah, I mean, I seen in the Josh Taylor documentary. It looked pretty cool. Looked pretty cool, Scotland. It's different. It's a different type of place. So, one day, the True School Sports Scotland takeover or visit, I should say, will happen. But until then, we'll just be here. El Jefe says Houston is overrated as hell. Now it's about Austin. We got real bitches over here. I don't have an opinion on Austin. I worked in Austin for like 2 weeks. But I really didn't see anything other than the Audi dealership. So I wouldn't know anything about Austin, to be honest with you. But I hear it's nice. I'll have to go back there. They got a nice airport. I was in the airport. It was a nice airport. But San Antonio, to me, hands down, best city in Texas. But look, on that note, guys, look, we're gonna wrap it up the live because Pops has to get some sleep. I have errands to run tomorrow. We have things to do tomorrow in the morning. But we appreciate everybody who stopped on by and chimed in. For the first day of Josh Taylor Appreciation Week because he ain't getting promoted enough. So we're gonna promote Josh Taylor here the whole week.
Yep.
The whole week. And we will be live Saturday for his fight with Catterall. We'll also be live at Chris Colbert versus Hector Garcia. And before we even get to those lives, Friday, Thursday, me and Pops, Wednesday or Thursday, me and Pops, we got to drive to Tampa, to Plant City, to go to a card on Friday. And then turn back around for the live. So a busy week for us. We're going to the Pro Box Promotions card. Pete Dobson, Pistol Pete Dobson versus Jose Miguel Borrego. That's in Plant City. So we'll be there for that, covering that, getting content, doing interviews, shaking hands, kissing babies, networking, politicking, all that good stuff. But busy week, a lot of great things on the channel. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's live. And
thank you so much.
Like I say, every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.